Yo, and hello, and welcome to the 95th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories, and in video format, so you can see us in stunning HD. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind-the-scenes news, read rad articles, and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Aljaafreh, alongside Brent Bass.
Oh, I'm the prize bass, yes.
Yes, you are the prize bass. Brent is the prize bass.
I am the prize bass.
You want to know why? Because he's got the prize for the winner.
Oh, shit. I do have the prize. Speaking of the winners and prizes, guys, it is that time for those of you who entered the Borderlands 2 drawing. We're going to go ahead and knock that out. We're going to draw it right here on the podcast.
Straight out of the GameSpeak Podcast mug.
Yes. So you know it's legit. We got all the names, all like 8 or 9 of you. So, you know, statistically, y'all have a pretty good chance.
Yeah. By the way, my girlfriend wrote the names and tore the paper and threw it in there. So me nor Brent have any idea who's on top or whatever, so that's why, because it's a mug, you can't really move it around. Yeah. So she just kind of threw it all in there.
Yeah, so this is all, there's no gimmicks here, you know, no tricks up the sleeve, you know.
I don't even have any.
So should I do the honors, or do you want to do the honors?
No, you do the honors, man.
All right, here we go,
VR
guys.
Game. Breaks the laptop.
Hang on, I'm digging down to the bottom so you guys know that I'm not playing around. Hang on, let's see.
He ain't fucking around.
Okay, who do we got here? We got Jack.
Just J-A-K, right?
No, J-A-C-K.
J-A-C-K. Jack from YouTube. Just go ahead and show it to the camera. I don't know if you'll be able to see.
We got Jack over here. Jack. So Jack, very vague name, but
it is.
So get in touch with us via email, right?
Yeah. So basically, send us an email. You'll see this on YouTube where we told you, to go if you entered the contest. But anyways, send us an email to createforsanity.com. That's createforsanity@gmail.com, and we will send you your code there.
Yeah.
So
congratulations, Jack.
Yeah, you gotta also make sure you send us some proof that you're Jack, though.
Yeah.
Like send us the back, like a screenshot of the back end of your YouTube account, because how many Jacks are out there?
Yeah, we need some kind of proof that you're Jack. Just be like, send us,
Send us a picture of
like
you and your mom.
Like a name tag that
says,
says, hi, my
name
name is Jack,
I'm pretty sure anyone listening could do that.
Send us your social security number, Jack. No, I'm just kidding.
Send us a picture of
your firstborn child.
Your firstborn child, if you have one, and if not, then get back to us when you do.
No, but for real though, Jack, get in touch with us and we'll get you your code.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So there you go.
Cool. So now that the drawing's out of the way, anything that you want to talk about before we get into the show? Anything
just before we lose all the people from the drawing, just stay tuned if you guys want. There's a lot of cool VR news later in the news segment of the show.
There really is.
You might want to know about.
Also, we're going to be doing more giveaways later on at some point. So not today, but
I love a good giveaway.
Soon.
I actually have a cool thing I could put in a giveaway.
Oh.
We'll have to discuss this. But
we
stay
should just
tuned.
Start giving away our stuff.
We'll definitely have more giveaways for you guys. We like doing it. We kind of get a kick out of it,
Yeah.
It's like being Santa Claus,
It's like a weird sick fetish almost.
But what's been up with your life, man? How's your world treating you? How's your life?
My world's been pretty stellar, dude. I've actually I have this like passion planner I was talking about a while back, and in it there was like I flipped over to this past week's page of planning, and there was like a quote from Socrates, and then below it said, choose a book or choose the highest rated book in your passion, or like the top rated book in whatever passion you have, and read it by the end of the week.
Okay.
So I used Audible, actually. I created a new Gmail so I could get another free month of Audible.
Speaking of which, guys, that offer still stands. Go to Audible and get your promo code, right?
Yeah, it's audibletrial.com/GameSpeakPodcast.
Yeah, you can get your free book from us. But anyway,
this wasn't even a plug. This is why it's pretty funny. But anyway, so like I used it because I'm working. I don't have time to sit around and read this week. So it's New Year's at a gym. So, I was working pretty tough. But anyways, like, I got Jason Schreier's book, which I didn't know he published a book, but it was called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. Jason Schreier's the journalist, the games journalist. Anyways, it goes, each chapter is like a behind the scenes with the creators of Destiny while they were working on Destiny. Or the next chapter is Stardew Valley. He goes everywhere from like just one guy in his house and like that took him 5 years to make the game, like going through like poverty and dealing with all this stuff, and then becoming a millionaire, like whenever he releases his game. And all this stuff. That sounds
good. That's kind of giving me goosebumps.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And it goes Witcher 3.
Oh wow!
And what's the one that I was? And it ends with Star Wars 1313, the game we were talking about last week. Which, by the way, it was going to be a visceral game headed up by, I believe, I haven't gotten this far into this chapter, but I think it was Amy Hennig was going to be working on it.
Right.
And it is.
We actually, she got that award a few weeks ago, and
yeah, we
talked about her. Yeah.
So what was happening with that game was that it was going to be an Uncharted type setup for a game. They even showed a demo in 2012 of it. I just forgot, like, that's how long ago it was. But
that'd
anyway,
be kind of cool. I could see that.
Super interesting read. Really good, especially if you have the audiobook. It's really easy to listen to. You can get it for free if you get the Audible trial and then keep it forever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I would recommend it to anybody. I'm
going to have to check that out.
That dude, it's so good. So many cool games that I'd never thought to... And they even talk about Uncharted 4, like the making of and all that stuff. So,
wow.
But anyways, yeah, that's what I've been doing with my week.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stressing, and like, I don't know, my coping mechanism when I stress out about shit, like, still going on with the apartment shit we talked about last week, but
yeah,
when I'm stressed out, I just play fuckloads of video games. It's like some people stress eat, some people fucking,
stress
smoke crack. I play video games. That's my escapism. You know what I mean? So I've been playing a lot of video games, and I watched that Bird Box movie people are talking about.
Why, dude? Why?
It's all right. It wasn't so bad. It was kind of, it was okay. I had jury duty this morning.
Ooh, wow, you're a good person.
Yeah, I'm not that good of a person.
They didn't let you in.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of lied to get out of it.
Oh, okay. So
I went in there, right, and she was like, okay, this case is going to take about 2 days, so if anybody has any travel plans, come up here and tell me about them, and maybe we'll see if we can let you go. And, like, almost everybody in the courtroom got up and, like, made a line to go tell her about their travel plans. I'm like, fuck, well, I'm not going to be the only person who doesn't have travel plans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, the way it was going is, like, if all these people get excused for their travel plans, I'm sure as shit going to be on this jury, because there's only, like, me and, like, 10 other people in the fucking room. Like, hell no, dude. So I'm not trying to do 2 days of fucking bullshit.
What if it was like the ultimate crime though, and like you just missed out on like the perfect ID channel shit? Like, dude, you could have been in there. You could have been the jury on like the next OJ, but in Huntsville.
I don't know, man.
It's like, this man murdered.
I was also like really tired. I hadn't gotten much sleep the night before because I'm like sleeping in the living room and stuff,
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, I went in there and I got up there and she's like, you got any travel plans? So it gets to me and she's like asking people, like, what are your travel plans? I just thought she'd be like, all right, I'll get out of here, But she like starts interrogating everybody.
Oh, yeah, of course, because they know everyone's faking that bullshit.
Of course, so, it gets to me. And everybody in front of me has like some life or death shit. Like, my grandma just got shot with a shotgun and blah, blah, blah. And
why was your grandma shot with a shotgun?
And so I get to the front of the line and I'm like, look, I was like, I understand that it's not that big of a deal, It's like, but I'm supposed to go do a podcast with my friend tomorrow at like noon.
What?
I know. I lied. It was horrible. I feel bad about it.
No. That's not the thing about it. My thing is like that you said you were doing a podcast at noon, and she was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, I made it seem like it was one of those things, you know. I was like, "Look, we only meet up once a month,"
and he's
and she was like, "You know, that's okay. Get on out of here." And I was like, "Okay, fuck yeah,
hell yeah." You should have been like, "I have an aversion to people who steal things. I don't like people who do crime." You know, and I'm super biased about it.
And I'm racist.
Yeah, against crime. So I'll automatically choose him to be guilty. No, but anyways, that's interesting. I'm glad that GameSpeak podcast got you out of jury duty.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
I got saved by GameSpeak. Let's see, what else has been going on in my life? I've been doing some tiny house hunting.
Ooh,
Found a couple tiny houses. So
Tell me.
Well, they're all just shells, so we'd have to deck it out, you know. But we're doing some planning. We've, you know, my girlfriend's brother's got some land, and we're thinking about building out there. Anyways, I don't know. It's exciting. We'll have to see how that goes, though.
Yeah.
You know. What else has been going on? Oh, have you seen that that Star Wars land they're putting in Disney World?
Oh yeah.
Dude. That shit is tight looking. Have you seen like the attractions? Like they have like a thing where you like run through with like a blaster and like shoot people and shit.
No, that sounds not very 2019 of them.
I know, right?
But see, my thing with Disney is like, you know, I've never been to Disney World nor Disneyland.
It's tight, dude. It's like the magic. It's crazy.
It's like the Magic Kingdom. No, I know, but
but it's the most magical place on earth.
So, even as an adult, though, or is it just nostalgia?
No, dude. Like the thing is, Disney World is so extra about everything. Like everything. Like they have like trash cans that like roll up to you and like give you shit if you throw your trash on the ground. You know what I mean?
Like robotic trash
like
cans?
people controlling them under the ground with like controllers and like they talk and stuff. But like
that's cool.
There's a whole underground city under Disney World. My sister used to work there.
Yeah.
And like she's telling me about all this crazy shit. Like they have these like hidden passageways. Like you can like go to like places in these attractions, and there'll be like cars or something sitting off that just look like decoration, and you like turn a thing on it, and it like opens up, and you go in like a secret passage onto the underground city. Like
that's pretty dope.
I know.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty crazy, dude. They have a lot of like weird, awesome shit at Disney World. Like I don't know. I'm all about that shit.
Yeah. No, I mean,
but the thing is, I know it's going to be so cool with Star Wars because like it's so extra that you already know they're going to have like actual droids rolling around and shit, and like people busting out into lightsaber fights that are like super choreographed and shit all over the place. You know, it's going to be awesome, dude.
Yeah, they were saying that they raised the price of Disney World because of it.
Like $4 or $5 a ticket. Yeah. But still, they've been jacking the price up just about every time they add a new attraction. I mean, they have to keep it functional. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure. I don't know if they have to.
Well, the thing is,
they want that Disney money.
They definitely don't have to like have it that much. Like they're making, they want to make a good profit, but like you gotta understand, everything is so extra, dude. Like when I say it's like extra, it's like fucking so extra. Like I don't even know. I really want to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I feel like that's MGM, but I think MGM Studios actually got bought by Disney World recently. So I bet.
What kind of monopoly's going on over there? I thought this shit was illegal. Like, they can't keep buying everything.
Well, they don't. I mean, they're not the only amusement park in the world. You know
but you can't just buy Harry Potter and Star Wars and Marvel.
Well, they didn't buy Harry Potter. They just bought the MGM Studios. You know what I mean? I think.
So they'll probably have to change it then, right? No? How does that work?
I don't think so.
I know they
probably just have a deal with Warner Brothers.
The only thing that would, if they bought fucking
I could be wrong about that. They might not own MGM yet.
If they bought DC, like there should be riots in the street. Not because DC would get worse, obviously it would get better, but
they would be a monopoly.
You guys would be a monopoly, Disney. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, let's jump into the video game news.
Yeah. Oh, man. And the video game news we have.
It begins. Just so you guys know, we're using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the material as our own. We're simply just giving commentary on said articles. That's the only thing that's ours, is the opinions, the commentary.
Yeah. We have a lot of news this week.
Indeed. You want to start us off? Or
Yeah, I can kick it off. Let's see. During CES 2019, HTC announced Viveport Infinity. Infinity is the first subscription model for Viveport that allows you to have unlimited access to the service's catalog of games. The current Viveport subscription models are for a 3-month, 6-month, and 12-month plan, which each allow you to play a total of 15, 30, and 60 games respectively. For each plan, you're allowed to play 5 new games every month. These plans essentially create a figurative time limit to completing titles, but they also offer a way to play through a collection of Vive and Oculus VR games for a fraction of retail price. HTC has not yet announced a price point for Viveport Infinity, although it may be more than the current USD $12 a month subscription plan, which costs $80 in total. Infinity is scheduled to release on Vive Day, April 5th. Viveport offers dozens of games. Some are VR versions of older games, such as Fruit Ninja VR, but there are plenty of original titles as well, like Transpose, Zomday, and Vestige. New titles are added on a fairly regular basis, and games can be individually purchased as well, allowing you to keep them forever. During CES, HTC announced Vive. So basically, I mean, you get it.
Yeah, it's like Netflix, but for video games.
It's more like Game Pass for virtual reality. Because
I guess
you can download and play the games, but you can also buy them at a reduced price.
So it's exactly Game Pass. Cool. I like that. I mean, that's good for people that have Vives.
Yeah, it's great for people who, like people like me, who splurged once and got this expensive VR thing, and then, now you don't have any money to pay for games,
Yeah.
A subscription model would be excellent for that, especially if you really are into that shit like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The more you pay, the more you get.
Definitely.
So, Doom composer Mick Gordon has posted a video asking for people to join a, quote, heavy metal choir that will create music for an upcoming game. Gordon did not reveal what that game might be, but considering Bethesda confirmed that the composer is creating a new soundtrack for Doom Eternal and heavy metal fits the franchise's aesthetic, this choir might just be for the upcoming first-person shooter. In the video, Gordon reveals that he isn't announcing a competition and that this is an open invitation. If you wish to participate, you must be at least 18 years old, fund your own trip to Austin, Texas, where the recording session will be held, and submit a demo of your killer metal voice by February 1st. The recording session will take place during the first week of March and be both a paid gig and credited role in the upcoming game. What is a metal, like your killer metal voice? Like
who's got the best metal voice that we know? We should take them up there to Austin.
See, that's my thing, is metal voice like... I don't think that's what they mean by metal voice.
Well,
I think they're thinking classical metal voice.
Are we talking like hair metal? We should just all go up there, and then if they want the classic metal, we can give them that, scorpion or whatever the fuck they want.
We'll just figure this out.
We'll be hungry like the wolf if they need us to be. But we can also bring up some like other metal heads, so we have like diversity. We need like the
grindcore
ages of metal
fans.
We know enough musicians.
We do.
To where we could make this a reality and just go up there with every kind of metal they could need, and whoever they want, we'll just be like,
we'll take it. It's like we're the Netflix of metal.
We call up Johnny and Nico and go up there as a group and make a video out of it. That would be the perfect video, dude.
That would be cool. But speaking of which, the conversationalists are back.
Oh, they're back. They are back.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that.
They gave us a little shout out on their episode too, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if the episode has gone up yet.
They might give us a shout out then.
Yeah, they are going to give us a shout out on the episode.
But hey, here's a shout out to them because they are the bomb diggity. You guys need to check out some of their previous episodes to get you warmed up for that new shit coming from them because,
we're even on there. We're on I'm on a pop punk episode, and then both me and Brent did a video game one.
Yeah, we have an episode with them, too. One of our early episodes. Good. It's a really good episode. It's the soundtracks from video games. Yeah. One of my favorite topics I think we've ever done.
It was dope. It was quite dope.
So, yeah, check them out.
Anyways, yeah, there's another at some point there's another like contest thing in the news. I think that me and you could literally have done. I don't know if it's still up on the table.
What is it?
I guess I'll go ahead and jump to that.
Yeah, let me know about that.
Hold on, where's it at? Where's it at? Give me a moment. We're almost there. Sorry, guys. Right.
Is it the name the slogan for the Mad Box or the?
Was it for Mad Box?
For the something box? Is it Mad Box?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll talk
Let's
about
just
it
keep
later.
going on in the news. What do you got?
Let's see. A little more VR news. This is probably the more exciting VR news for all you VR heads out there. During its CES 2019 press conference focused on virtual reality, HTC made a series of announcements revealing what's next for the company. It capped off the event with a reveal of the Vive Cosmos, its next VR headset. You can get a quick look at the headset in the video below. The goal of the Cosmos appears to be addressing some of the flaws that most VR headsets have faced to this point. HTC claims it provides absolute comfort and easy setup. Additionally, it offers Vive experience without any of the external tracking devices. Cosmos is both usable at home and on the go, according to HTC. Without getting into specifics, really, nothing was shared about the device. HTC teased that there are hidden aspects to the Cosmos not apparent from the announcement. There's so much more to the Vive Cosmos, HTC said in a tweet, and we'll be sharing more details about this soon on this exciting new VR kit.
Sounds like Neil deGrasse Tyson will be like a major point to this.
Yeah. What this sounds like is the Oculus Quest killer.
It does sound... Well, I don't know about killer. It just sounds like the same thing.
It does sound like the same thing, but if it is the quality of the current Vive versus the quality of the current Oculus,
oh yeah, true,
then it's gonna kill it. In my opinion, it's got the flip up thing. If you guys are watching the YouTube video, if you want, you can like push a button and flip up so you can like see the real world for a second. You know what I mean?
Who needs the real world?
Well, it's so nice for people with long hair because every time I take my shit off to like see what's going on around me, I put my thing back on and all my hair is like in my face. You know, so like you have to like readjust. So if I just had that flip up, that'd be sweet.
That would be dope.
I might get a Vive Cosmos because I think it's going to be a standalone, and if it's decent tracking and stuff, that would be sweet to just be able to bring it over here and like show you games that we talk about, you know, because like a lot of the games are like PC ports and stuff. So if it has like, if I can get that Vive port Infinity and mix it up with that Vive Cosmos, you know,
hell yeah.
Because that's the thing. I'm okay with it. No external tracking if it functions well. You know what I mean? Like I just want it to have good tracking. You know, I don't know. I think it's gonna be great. I really do. There's like cameras on the side of it and shit. It looks fucking so dope.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty exciting. The future's happening quicker and quicker.
I also just love the Vive. Like, I think that's definitely the best VR experience I've had so far is just a normal Vive. I haven't even gotten to try Vive Pro. But this looks like it's got a lot of the features from the Vive Pro. You know what I mean? Built into it as far as, like, the cosmetics and, like, the snap-up design and shit and the way it, like, sits on your head.
Plus, I like Cosmos.
Also, it kind of has like the PSVR like design with like the strap. It kind of has that like weighted back strap look to it. I don't know. I think PSVR is super comfortable. So
nice.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm excited about that.
No, I mean that makes sense. Your brain, it's VR. Now, Capcom released a Devil May Cry 5 demo for Xbox One in December, but if you didn't already grab it, you have officially missed your chance. The demo has been pulled from the Xbox Store, though it's still playable if you downloaded it previously. Its listing now says it's not currently available. Take heart, though, Demon Hunters. If you missed out on that demo, or if you're just a PS4 owner and never had access to it in the first place, you'll get a fresh bit of DMC5 next month. The tweet that announced the demo had been pulled also gave word that a new one will be coming on February 7th, this time for both Xbox One and PS4. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Demo will be available.
That's good for PS4 people, I guess. Yeah. I just don't care that much about Devil May Cry. I was so underwhelmed with the last one that everybody liked so much, the like reboot of the series. That was just
Did everyone like that? I thought nobody liked it.
I don't know. It got like 8s across the board.
When he got like his emo hair?
Everybody liked it more than me.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all. I don't know. I hate to say that, but I just didn't.
For some reason, that game in general, like that franchise, reminds me of the song Last Resort by Papa Roach.
It's fucking random.
I just like it's just a ball of cheese to me. Like
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like that's just how I feel about it. And I don't know if the game is meant to be that way. Like if it's meant to be kind of like self-conscious of like how...
I think it is. I think it's a lot like Dead Rising or any of the other Capcom games that I feel like, you know, they know what they're doing with the corniness, you know what I mean? Like that's just how I feel. But
and I meant self-aware, not self-conscious.
Yeah, totally. They're definitely self-aware about that shit. It's like Metal Gear Solid or something. Like, they know.
Okay,
you know?
All right. As long as that's the case.
At the same time, I feel like there's so many games that have done it better since the original Devil May Cry. Like, Bayonetta is like almost the same kind of game, and it's a way better series, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. I probably get skinned alive for that, you know, but...
I don't think so. I think a lot of people like Bayonetta.
Bayonetta's great. I feel like it's fluid and it feels better than Devil May Cry. It's a little easier, in my opinion, than Devil May Cry, but
they're just like God of War clones, in my opinion, like old school God of War clones.
Yeah, God of War is the bomb.
Yeah. Anyways,
here we go. This is another good news for VR people. Kind of in a different way, though. This is kind of an interesting news for just the console world in general. Slightly Mad Studios CEO Ian Bell has revealed the company is developing a standalone console.
Ooh.
Exact hardware and software specs haven't been announced yet, but Bell has provided a few details. The first mention of the console came via Twitter when Bell tweeted, "The Mad Box is coming." Bell told Variety that Mad Box will probably release in about 3 years and support up to 120 frames per second for virtual reality play. It will support most major VR headsets and those upcoming, and the specs will be equivalent to a very fast PC 2 years from now. We're in early talks with manufacturers of components, so we can't say much more right now other than that we have the design spec'd out in detail. When it comes to games on the console, Bell wrote, we think exclusives are exclusionary. But given that we'll be shipping a cross-platform engine to all developers, it will be their choice. As of now, we have no plans to pay developers for incentives to exclude other hardware vendors. He further explains that Slightly Mad Studios thinks the industry is a little too much of a monopoly or a oligopoly, and the Mad Box aims to bring some healthy competition to the console race, which for years has been pretty exclusively a three-way battle between Microsoft Xbox, Sony's PlayStation, and Nintendo's hardware.
Well, if they're going to be fucking not exclusives, or like if there's not going to be any exclusives, other than the fact it's VR, which is pretty cool, but I mean, like, is it VR only? Is it going to be, flat screen games as well? How does this work? Because he just seems to be talking about VR.
Well, I think, the VR is a big factor. I think there's a lot of people that will exclusively consider this for VR. I mean, you're claiming 120 frames per second fluidly on a VR. That's not something to, shrug off.
No. But I'm just saying the fact. I'm confused. Like his.
I think that's just one of his big selling points. You know what I mean? Like,
but
the fact that
he's not mentioning what it does. The verbiage is wrong. Like, I'm saying all he does is say VR. Never once does he say it will play modern day Xbox One, PS4, and Switch games. It says it's a competitor, but it doesn't say that it will play those.
Well, I'm thinking it'll play probably Steam games or something like that.
Like an Ouya with VR or something.
Maybe, yeah. Because, if he says it's compatible with most modern VR headsets, and I'm thinking this is like a consoled out PC, basically, like a PC, with the functionality of a console,
like a Steam box.
Yeah, but like not shitty. You know what I mean? And like actually with like CPU processing power, like and RAM and shit. You know what I mean? Like
they actually showed off prototype pictures of it because there's no like actual physical box yet, but and it looks just like a PC tower, but like kind of curved into like a console.
Yeah, I saw a couple. There was one concept art that looked kind of like the little cubes that follow you around in Destiny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that would be kind of sweet to like have one of those little cubes and just hook your VR headset into it. You know what I mean?
Would be cool. Problem is though, is VR is going portable. So
yeah, I was about to say if VR does eventually go completely like console free, which I don't know. I can't imagine that this Vive Cosmos is going to have enough power to like give me a fucking dope experience like I've been having this past week. You know what I mean?
Maybe not right at the beginning, but I mean,
eventually we're going to have that shit where you don't need any kind of PC to hook up to it sure.
For sure.
That shit's going to be legit, and it's just going to be wireless pretty soon. But I don't know. I definitely think the market isn't completely dead, but who knows how that's going to be 2 or 3 years from now.
Exactly.
That's a lot of time in the video game world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and this guy seems to not know too much about what he's talking about, especially saying he's not all about exclusives. Like, then what's the fucking point? You know, like both, I guarantee you, Xbox 2 or whatever it's going to be called will have VR support. PS5 will have even better VR support than it does now.
Yeah, definitely.
What is
PS5
this guy going to bring?
That's the thing. If Xbox has VR support next gen, that shit is going to be insane.
It will have VR support, guaranteed, 100%.
I hope so. I really, really hope so.
I refuse to believe anything else. Like, it will have it.
I honestly thought this generation of Xbox would have VR support, just because the Kinect was so good. I mean, not that it was good, it was just like perfect for VR. Like they could have done something with it so well.
Well, they had already dropped the ball, and like, I think they didn't have the funding. Like, I know everybody's like, oh well, it's Microsoft, but there's still executives being like, no, you guys, we don't have money to throw into that now.
Well, and also they can kind of watch Sony and see how they do with it. Like Sony kind of took a dive for everybody on this, just because like they wanted to see, like, I don't know, how well it would do, and it's not doing terrible. I think it's doing better than Sony thought it would. They've sold like 4 million VR headsets or something like that.
It was a pretty good amount.
Yeah,
I don't remember the exact.
Like better than a lot of people expected. You know what I mean? Like, still not like insane.
It was
a
success, to say the least.
They made money. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Rockstar Games has announced job listings for new unannounced titles, which the company has described as, quote, next generation projects. Whatever the creators of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5 have planned next, it looks like we won't see it until the release of whatever comes after Xbox One and PS4. First noticed by Gear Nuke, Rockstar India is hiring for technical artist positions, including a senior environment artist, to join a team tasked with creating next generation worlds for some exciting upcoming projects. The India branch is also hiring a vehicle artist, and the description sounds like it could be for something like GTA 6. Also, Rockstar New York is looking for a mocap tools developer to help create and build, quote, upon the next generation of mocap tools and pipeline, as well as a technical face developer to help research and develop new technology for future titles. Rockstar Toronto is also hiring for projects that use next-gen technology. So, I mean, it's pretty much a given. Obviously, they're going to be working for next gen. They're not going to put out Grand Theft Auto on this, cycle.
Yeah, for sure. That's okay with me. They take like so much time to make those games anyway.
I don't think we'll see another Rockstar game for probably 5 years.
That's okay, as long as it's great. That's all that matters. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We'll be in like 2024 about to play the new.
If we do see another Rockstar game, it'll be something kind of like offshooty, like Max Payne or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll definitely be off to the side. It'll be one of their smaller, like dev teams working on it. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be
like, I wouldn't say we'll not see something with the Rockstar name slapped on it, but we won't see like a Take-Two game or like a one of those big studios from Rockstar. You know what I mean? Like,
I hope it's not too late to get a Warriors sequel out of them or something.
That would be tight. Even a Warriors remake would be fucking sick.
Yeah.
The game was fun. It's still pretty fun. It's one of those that you go back and play. A lot of those games don't hold up, but that one is still really fun.
Yeah, so what you got?
Oh, let's see. Marvel Games, the division of entertainment giant responsible for video games, recently changed its logo on social media. The logo replaces the A in games with a 4. What does it all mean? Nothing is for sure at this stage, but one interesting rumor claims a big Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite update is coming that could rebrand the game as Marvel vs. Capcom 4.
Why?
Yeah, that's stupid. Why would they do that? The 4 could also be a reference to the Fantastic Four, or maybe it's connected to the Avengers, given that the Avengers Endgame is on the 4th installment of the series.
Or maybe the 4 stands for $4, which is how much their future mobile game will cost.
For now, it's all speculation, but we'll report back when the news drops.
Yeah, that goes for them and us. But I'm pretty sure that's going to have something to do with the mobile game.
Yeah, that's the only thing that really makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think it's a big
Why
deal.
would they make a Fantastic Four game? That shit would be lame.
Oh, yeah, dude. Everyone wants to be the Human Torch. No, but
better than being fucking Mr. Fantastic. Like,
that's true. I mean, but he is elastic, dude. I don't know what the perks of that are, but I mean,
you can stretch your deep.
Yeah, he could stretch it deep, and also he can't be squished. You know, like I mean, you could
it's
never.
True,
be
you could
squished.
never squish him. But I mean, how much of a threat do you run daily of being squished? You know,
who knows?
Like, when was the last time you were like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get squished"?
I mean, knock on wood. I hope that doesn't happen anytime. But I mean,
my point is, it's just not very common to get squished in the first place.
And then you're all taffy like, you know, so like you can't ever love anyone because they go to hug you and they just kind of absorb into you.
I mean, there would be some perks for sure, like reaching things that were far away.
Yeah,
but then I'd just become this lazy bastard, just like fucking.
Yeah, you wouldn't be as jacked as like you would assume, you know, Mr. Fantastic is. You wouldn't be very fantastic.
But I mean, if you could like morph your body into whatever kind of rubbery shit you want, I guess you could like make yourself look jacked.
I guess,
you know.
Yeah, but it'd all be fluff. And then you could just like turn into a ball and like bounce to work and stuff. Like, I don't know. There's fun stuff, I guess.
That would be the best part.
Get bounced into space.
Bouncing to work.
And then like stretch your arms down and grab a tree and pull yourself back into orbit or back into Earth. Anyway, so Sony provided a new sales update for the PlayStation 4 today, or whenever this was. I think it was probably 2 days ago. And things are going quite well, it seems. The console has sold 91.6 million units worldwide as of December 31st, which includes 5.6 million units sold during the holiday season, which is November 19th through December 31st. Additionally, Sony announced that Spider-Man for PS4 has sold 9 million copies physically and digitally as of November 25th. The Insomniac-developed PS4 exclusive launched in September, selling 3.3 million copies in its first 3 days to set a new sales record. Another big number was 50.7 million, which is the number of PS4 games, physical and digital, that were sold during the holiday season. This boosts the total number of PS4 games sold globally since the console launched in 2013 up to 876 million across physical and digital as of December 31st. Sony also announced that the PlayStation Network had 90 million monthly active users as of the end of November 2018. Quote, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our passionate community around the globe and our partners for helping us achieve these milestones, Sony Interactive Entertainment President John Codera said in a statement. This year, we will bring more enhanced experiences to our fans, along with a highly anticipated lineup of games that are only possible on PS4. As we look toward the next PS4 milestone, SIE will continue to evolve, and we will further expand the platform to deliver the best interactive entertainment experiences to the world. The PS4 is doing extremely well in the market, but it still has a lot of work to do to match the sales of the PS2, which sold more than 150 million units. So,
wow, so the PS2 outsold the PS4?
The PS2 is the greatest selling console of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it was a DVD player.
I feel like everybody's got a fucking PS4, you know? Like, I don't know.
Well, you think about it. Think about it. At the time, yeah, like buying a DVD.
No, I'm thinking about it. Thinking about it. Everybody had a fucking PS2.
Yeah, because it was the cheaper version of the Xbox.
Everybody but me.
Everybody, same dude. I went GameCube.
Oh, wait, I had an
Xbox,
so I can't really complain.
Yeah, and
Xbox was sick, dog.
Yeah, but the DVD player function on the Xbox was kind of dumb. Like, you had to buy like a separate thing.
Oh, yeah. I remember you had that little infrared thing you plugged into the front where one of the controllers would go, so you could use the controller.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. But like that, I mean,
dude, I still use the hell out of it though. I remember we were always watching movies.
Oh, I thought you said
thing.
I still use the hell out of it.
No, I
like,
wish. I wish.
Have you heard of HD? No, but yeah, no, I thought it was pretty dope. Anyways, what else you got?
Okay, let's see. Fortnite is one of the most popular games on this dear planet Earth right now.
What is that?
And and now a new report provides new insight in how much money the game made in 2018, and it's disgusting. According to
Is
Censor...
this, who wrote this?
No, I just put that part in. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. I was like,
I'm just adding
is this on like IGN or something? And
I'm
they're like,
sorry.
and it's fucking sick.
Sorry, I'm just
just
throwing
kidding.
my own opinions in where I see them necessary. According to Sensor Tower, the free-to-play game has banked $455 million in revenue in 2018 on iOS alone.
God.
Following its launch in March this year. The total figure is surely significantly higher given the game is also on Android. The Android edition bypassed the Google Play Store and is available exclusively through Epic. So revenues figures are unavailable. Fortnite made $69 million in December alone on iOS, according to Sensor Tower. And this is just the iPhone version. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is sad.
And this works out to the game's biggest month ever for revenue. On average, in 2018, Fortnite on iOS has brought in $1.6 million every day. The Sensor Tower report also claims that Fortnite was downloaded 5.2 million times in December on iOS, which is up to 59% compared to November. All up, Fortnite has now been downloaded an estimated 82.6 million times on iOS alone. By comparison, Sensor Tower reports that Fortnite's main competitor, PUBG Mobile, brought in 100 million worldwide on iOS in 2018. Fortnite's 455 million on iOS in 2018 is a massive figure, but it's less than the reported nearly 800 million that Pokemon Go brought in last year. Notably, however, this figure covers iOS and Android, and Pokemon Go has been out since 2016, while Fortnite only launched for iOS in March 2018.
Hated to love it, the underdog's on top. No, I'm just saying, Pokemon's always going to be up there, man.
True.
It's always going to be
But
there.
also, I bet if you figure in the Android figures, it's really close.
It's going to be close.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can't beat a Pikachu.
It's true.
Not
It's true.
Ash's Pikachu. Anyways, Nintendo, speaking of Pikachu, has become known for developing games on its own dedicated hardware over the last 30 years, but that could eventually change. The company's new president, Shuntaro Furukawa, stated in a recent interview that the company is open to changing its approach based on shifting technologies, even if that means no longer developing its own consoles.
That dude needs to shut his fucking mouth. No,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I'm about to slap someone. Now, a quote, we aren't really fixated on our consoles.
Not
What?
my Nintendo president.
Yeah, definitely
Not my
not.
Nintendo president.
Furukawa told Nikkei, translated by Nintendo Everything, quote, at the moment, we're offering the uniquely developed Nintendo Switch and its software. And that's what we're basing how we deliver the Nintendo experience on. That being said, technology changes. We'll continue to think flexibly about how to deliver that experience as time goes on. It has been over 30 years since we started developing consoles. Nintendo's history goes back even farther than that, and through all the struggles that they faced, the only thing that they thought about was what to make next. In the long term, perhaps our focus as a business could shift away from home consoles. Flexibility is just as important as ingenuity. As for how he plans to address the changing landscape, Furukawa said that he'd like to increase their mobile output, as well as continue to pursue some licensing agreements with its characters. Quote, I'm thinking about little ways we can reduce that kind of instability, he said. I'd like to increase the amount of games on smartphones that have a continuous stream of revenue. We're also dabbling in theme parks and movies, different ways to have our characters be a part of everyday life. I'm anticipating a strong synergy like that. So basically, he's corporate guy, and he's coming in, and he's probably right, because I don't know how much longer Nintendo can survive making consoles.
That makes me so fucking sad, dude. Like,
well, you'll have Mario Kart on your phone or whatever.
It's not the same, dude.
I know. Can you imagine? Because, I mean, if they're talking about these licensing agreements and stuff, and this guy's so open to just selling their shit, eventually you're going to be playing fucking Zelda on Xbox, or like on PlayStation.
Well, that might end up being kind of tight, just because, like, the graphics and stuff, you know what I mean?
We'll get that Pokemon game we've always wanted.
It's so sad, dude.
It really is sad. It's like, I've always talked about it where I'm like,
geez.
I wouldn't mind them getting out of the console business, but at the same time,
think about all dope Nintendo consoles you owned over your lifetime.
Now that I've heard him say this, it's like
it hurts.
It really does hurt. Like, I think I would actually cry. Like, if that happened, like it
they
would
just stopped. You already know, like 10 years from now, they'd come out with some shit anyways. They'd be like, you know what? Fuck it, Nintendo 10.
If they stopped that though, it'd be like an end of an era. Like it would kind of put the door, like, or it would kind of put the nail in the coffin on like that nostalgia factor for like Blockbuster and things like that happened in generations ago. Like the thing is like kids won't remember. Now, like I will reach a point to where we're just like a dying breed that remembers this stuff. And it's very sad.
Wouldn't this be crazy? Okay, let me just throw this at you.
What's that?
What if Nintendo next year just announces that they're not doing hardware anymore, and then the next year they announce that they've merged with Mad Dog?
Oh my god.
Or Mad Box, or whatever the fuck.
Do that.
And they have all their intellectual properties on this fucking dope-ass VR system and shit. Like, can you imagine some VR Mario, dude? Like,
I can't.
It'd be tight, dude.
You get so sick, like doing a Super Mario 64 physics.
I'm thinking like well, that's a big part of where the 120 frames per second comes
would
in.
help. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just see, my thing about it is like Nintendo is eventually gonna go away, and you know, it's really sad.
That's so sad, man.
I mean,
can we just go to the next news?
Yeah,
topic?
let's just go. I'm kind of sad about it.
Fighting game Dead or Alive 6 won't launch on time. Developer Team Ninja and publisher Koei Tecmo announced today that the title has been delayed to March 1st, 2019. It was previously scheduled to be released on February 15th, so the delay is only a couple of weeks. Producer and director Yohei Shimabori, I'm sorry, I butchered that, said in a statement that the team needed more time to focus on polishing, balancing gameplay expressivity. Is that even a word? Expressivity? Expressivity, yeah. Balance, gameplay, and expressivity. The title's development is already near complete, however. We would like to take more time to further polish its balance, gameplay, and expressivity. Yeah, it just said that. Why you gotta tell me that twice?
Yeah, I feel like that happens a lot in
That's
these
weird.
articles. But if you took all that out and you just think about Dead or Alive and he was like, we want to focus on balance, polish, and expressivity, all I think is boobs. Like they were not bouncy enough. We have to go back. No, but
yeah, you already know. That's exactly what this is about. This is Dead or Alive we're talking about here.
It's not polished enough.
Actually, I think I read in an article they had to like reduce the boob physics.
Just the physics.
Because it's like 2019, I guess it's like unacceptable for like the boobs to just be going crazy like that.
Yeah, but I think I saw a clip of it on the same article from like their Twitter, and it showed like a GIF of like, I can't remember who's in the GIF, but the chick totally had bouncy boobs.
They're less bouncy.
They're just less bouncy.
They're like
they're more realistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
I thought they were just going to be solid.
In like Dead or Alive 3, they're just like flailing around and shit.
Like smacking people in the face. Like,
yeah. It was like an attack, you know? You'd push X and she'd just like fling her tits at you and just like...
It's like a bag of like fucking spaghetti or something. Anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, Fox Next Games, D3 Go, and Rival Games have announced Alien Blackout, a game set in the much-loved science fiction world of Alien. Get this. Blackout is a mobile game that casts player as Amanda Ripley, daughter of Ellen Ripley. While her mother was the protagonist of the 4 main entries in the Alien movie franchise, Amanda's character has been explored primarily through video games, most notably 2014's Alien Isolation. So this is our sequel to that. But in Blackout, Amanda once again finds herself on a Weyland-Yutani space station infested with aliens and must fight to survive.
That's so inconvenient. How come the Ripley family is the only people that have to deal with these fucking aliens?
Because she went looking for her mom, right?
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So, quote, "The terror of Alien is brought to life in Alien Blackout," reads D3 Go's website. "Try to stay alive while trapped aboard a crippled Weyland-Yutani space station carrying a deadly xenomorph as it tirelessly hunts you and the crew. Quote, outsmart the perfect hunter by making perilous choices. Players must rely on the damaged controls of the space station to risk sacrificing crew members to avoid deadly contact, permanently altering the outcome of the game. Players will be tasked tasked with surviving 7 levels by guiding Ripley's crew through increasingly challenging tasks using only the station's emergency system. Contending with limited power supply, survival will require players to effectively operate a holographic map, surveillance cameras, and motion trackers to stay hidden and out of the xenomorph's clutches. This sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's.
I was just thinking that.
This sounds like bullshit.
Honestly, I think this game's going to suck ass.
Big
I
ass.
really don't want it to. I love Alien. I liked Isolation a lot. I think that it's got a lot of potential here.
Nah.
But I think it's going to suck ass. I really do. And I don't want to say that. You know, I hope I'm proven wrong.
Nah, dude, just say it.
But
Big sucks.
I think it's going to suck.
It's gonna be a big suck. Anyways, what you got?
Okay, we got let's see.
That's some
Oh,
great news.
you already read that one. Let's see. That's Rockstar's new listings. Oh, here we go. Not really video game news, but I thought it's kind of interesting. More details about Venom 2 have come to light. According to Variety's Jeff Snyder, Sony is bringing back Venom 1 writer Kelly Marcel to write the screenplay for the sequel. She will also executively produce the film, but here's the interesting part. Tom Hardy is set to return as Venom Eddie Brock, with Woody Harrelson starring as the bad guy Carnage.
What? Oh, I didn't know he was
That's all I care
Carnage.
about in this shit.
I don't think this is going to happen. I mean, it made a lot of money, but I just don't think Tom Hardy's going to want to be in it. Like, I just can't.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think it would be so sick to have Woody Harrelson as Carnage, dude. Like, I feel like that's going to be ridiculous. Like, his voice, like, with the fucking Carnage,
Yeah.
like, the sinister craziness. I don't know. That's going to be tight,
That'd be cool.
dude.
I like Woody Harrelson.
I like Woody Harrelson a lot.
Yeah.
Ironically, the original fucking director for Venom 1, not the original, but the one that ended up taking over, Ruben Fletcher, he's working on Zombieland 2, which I guess
With Woody
won't
Harrelson.
have Woody Harrelson. Well, maybe. I don't know.
It probably will.
It probably will.
It's probably
he might
both.
work at
You
both
can't
films.
have Zombieland 2 without Woody Harrelson.
No, you
That
really
just doesn't
can't.
make
It
sense.
wouldn't be acceptable.
It
just wouldn't.
I don't see how they're still working on fucking Zombieland 2.
I know, right?
It's too late.
It is too late. It's too late. Even if it's the best fucking movie ever, nobody's gonna care.
Yeah, and they can't put Jesse Eisenberg in it because he has no star power anymore. Like, no one's going to care.
It's a shame because Zombieland 1 was excellent. It was such a good movie, in my opinion. I thought it was funny. There was moments where it was exciting.
It was amazing.
It hit
for
all
its
the
time.
right notes.
But
you know?
kids today are going to be like, what is this? Who are these people?
Yeah, for real.
Who the fuck is Jesse Eisenberg? And Emma Stone ain't going to come back for something like that.
You don't think?
No, fuck no. She's fucking Emma Stone now.
Yeah, but Zombieland was probably like a fun time in her life. Maybe she wants
it
to
was
revisit
a fun
it. You know
time
what I mean?
in her life. Now she's making them big bucks.
You don't think she'd make big bucks off of Zombieland?
Not
2?
as much as she makes off of all the other shit.
The thing about
she does.
Zombieland 2 is I think they would pay all these actors accordingly. They dish out tons of fucking money to make this movie.
They can't, though, because they have to base it on how much they think they'll make off the movie. And no big executive producer in Hollywood is like, that movie is going to bring
Somebody
it in.
obviously thinks it's going to make money or else they wouldn't be making it. You know what I mean? Like,
We'll see. I want to bet on this. I think it's
I
going to do
don't
bad.
think it's going to make money. I think it's going to do awful. But again, somebody must have faith in it if they're making this movie. Otherwise, it just wouldn't get made. That's just, you know?
Which I think is what's going to happen. I don't think it'll get made.
Yeah, I really don't. I think Venom 2 is a lot more likely to get made than Zombieland 2. But we'll see.
Anyways, the announcement trailer for Halo Infinite shown at E3 2018 was for the game's new engine, not the game itself. No footage of the game has been released as of yet. That's still the case, but now Halo franchise manager Frank O'Connor has provided an update of sorts on how the game is coming along. In a lengthy Twitter thread, O'Connor spoke at a very high level about some of the design considerations at play. Crucially, O'Connor explained that one of the challenges and opportunities of a game like Halo is that the way in which people play it is subjective and broad. O'Connor remarked that he doesn't use ground pound in Halo 5 because he's not skilled enough, though for other players it might be one of their strongest moves. The numerous and varied ways in which people play Halo all need to be accounted for across the Halo experience. All of these things, quote, must be accounted for in everything from initial design proposals to final schemes and matchmaking performance. Everything is connected and top-tier players are stacked on a pyramid of different styles and preferences, he said. Quote, options help, but the core game loop must also be good, and that will be true no matter what changes are made to the next game and should be at least fairly considered when having conversations, as should campaign content and player options/choices. The perfect Halo probably exists as an average, but logically speaking, there's almost no chance that a mathematical, objectively polled average would look like some of the idealization proposals I've watched and read. Basically, he just goes on talking about like a bunch of different stuff, how he wants multiplayer to be, and he says he's extremely happy with how the multiplayer plays currently. He added that he expects it to continue to change and improve as development continues, including in areas that do not necessarily appeal to how he plans to play. He didn't get into specifics about Halo's Infinite's multiplayer, and that's probably for a number of reasons. He said, but yeah, you get the point. He says it's coming along. He sounds like he's a fucking mess, in my opinion. The fact that he's on Twitter just going on about this stuff. So I think, and saying how like, oh, it's subjective, how you play and all this stuff. I think he's just really trying to let people know that they're not very far along and that they're considering everything at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That'll be interesting. It seems like they're just getting the mechanics of everything down right now, like the multiplayer and all that shit. It's a new engine. Yeah.
Yeah, they got this fucking shell that they're trying to shell out.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Let's see. I won't read this whole article, but it's kind of interesting. Japan has made game save editors and console modding services illegal. The punishment for breaking this law is pretty severe, too, as perpetrators are liable to up to 5 million yen fine, approximately $46,000, or 5 years of prison time, or both. These laws are part of Japan's Unfair Competition Prevention Act, which was revealed in December 2018. As the name of the act implies, these laws are designed to prevent someone from unfairly turning a profit off of a company's software or electronic products. However, the wording of the law allows it to extend over what were previously assumed to be harmless actions as well, such as adding new games to an NES, SNES, or PS Classic consoles via mods or using an action replay. So, I mean, it goes on, but it's interesting that they're, taking action against people modding their consoles.
Yeah, I mean, and that also, like, they had to stop selling, whatchamacallit. What's the, read the last line.
It says, there's a whole other thing over here. It says, as a result, products like Action Replay and CyberSave Editor for PS4, both popular in Japan, have been forcibly discontinued.
That's what it was, yeah.
The law also creates a firmer stance in Japan around the act of reselling digital download product keys, which has typically been a rather gray area in the game industry as a whole.
For sure. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's interesting,
I'm sure
it's a steep punishment too for such a seemingly mundane crime,
$46,000. Pay up, man.
Anyways, come on down to America. We mod your console right out.
Yeah, dude, we just got people on the side of the street doing that shit. And keeping with its trend of asking potential customers to weigh in on the creation of its Madbox game console, Slightly Mad Studios is apparently looking to crowdsource a marketing slogan for the machine. Studio head Ian Bell asked potential customers for their best take on a catchy phrase to sell the box, offering money and free games for the winning entry. Bell made the tweet Saturday, quote, "I want to be clear about this. The best slogan for the Madbox gets 10 grand and free games for life. This isn't a joke. Yeah. Hit me." and later added some rules to the impromptu contest, asking everyone to contribute their one best idea instead of covering his Twitter feed in a pile of random suggestions. According to Bell, by Sunday, he'd received some, quote, epic suggestions, and the studio's social media team was, quote, furiously combing and collating all of them. Bell didn't say the studio would definitely use a crowdsourced suggestion for the Madbox slogan, but he said he thought the studio probably would since so many good ones were coming in. Yeah, we should have been there. I didn't even know this was happening.
10K, but games for life, dude?
Games for life, if that console even fucking comes out.
Fuck, dude, that would be sick, though, dude. Can you imagine just having games for life?
What would you give the slogan for Madbox?
I don't know. I tried to think of a few of them last night, and I just wasn't drawing a blank.
Yeah, because I don't know enough about the console. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, but you could do something like Xbox, like, get in the game, but you need something like, something catchy, Madbox. Box it out. I don't know.
God. We lose.
Madbox. Don't get mad. box. I don't know, dude.
Don't get mad. I'm trying to think. I feel like the box thing throws it off. It's like, nope, can't think of nothing. I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll have one next time. Anyways, what else you got?
Oh, let's see. Oh, this is interesting. While the Switch has been a huge success for Nintendo thus far, its predecessor, the Wii U, will be remembered as one of the company's biggest sales flops. While a number of the console's best titles, such as Mario Kart 8 and Bayonetta 2, have since been ported to Switch, the system is still home to some great exclusives, making it something of a collector's item. If you're looking to pick up a new one, however, be prepared to shell out a lot of money. As pointed out by Twitter user RS Gabe via Nintendo Soup, prices for a brand new Wii U consoles have skyrocketed on Amazon. The deluxe 32GB model with pack-in launch title Nintendo Land is now listed for $789 as of this writing, while the new Super Mario Bros. U plus Super Luigi U bundle is currently going for $879. Even the basic set, which features a white 8GB console and no pack-ins, is listed in an exorbitant $729. If you don't mind picking up a second-hand system, however, you'll be able to get a Wii U for much cheaper than that. Refurbished consoles can be found for roughly $100 on eBay, while used systems sit around $140 on Amazon. The Wii U first launched in November 2012 and would go on to be the Nintendo's poorest performing home console to date, selling 13.5 million units worldwide over its lifetime. Nintendo officially ended production of the console in January 2017, 2 months before the launch of the Switch. The hybrid system has fared much better, surpassing the Wii U's lifetime sales in just 10 months.
It's really sad to think about. 13.5 million its entire life.
That is sad. I wonder what Switch is sitting at right now.
It was over 100-something million.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
I could be lying. The only person I knew that had a fucking Wii U.
I know. It was very sad.
I actually liked it, though. I always had fun playing on your Wii U. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, hold on. No, I didn't mean to say 13 million or 100 million. That's not fucking possible.
I was going to say, that seems a little crazy, but...
yeah. I don't know why I said that.
I just kind of went with it. I was like, okay.
It sold 19.6... How do you sell point? But 19.67 million units.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, compared to the 13... in its entire lifespan.
God, that's crazy.
Anyways, so the entire playable teaser for Konami's Silent Hills has been remade in Unreal Engine for PC. Called Unreal PT, the remake comes with VR support.
Nope.
Allowing you to further immerse yourself in the teaser's terrors.
Hell no, dude.
It says, created by a fan of the original PT who goes by Radius Gordello on itch.io. Unreal PT has been in development since April 2018. The game supports mouse and keyboard as well as PS4, Xbox One, and VR motion controllers. Unreal PT is and VR motion controllers. Unreal PT is nearly identical to the original teaser, with the biggest change made to the ending. Beating the game and reaching the ending is less random, allowing you to complete the experience without relying on chance.
Bro, that's some scary shit. Honestly, just watching people streaming themselves playing PT is one of the scariest gaming experiences I've ever had. That shit is so fucking
very
scary.
Creepy.
And I can only imagine being in that shit in VR. Like, fuck no, dude.
Bring it on.
Dude, we should. If we ever get a chance, we should stream that. That would be crazy to play that
fun.
in VR, dude.
We need to get a hold of a Vive.
The specs are pretty reasonable. If you have a computer that can handle VR, you can definitely handle it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
If you got a Vive, invite us.
That's what I'm saying. Let's see. EA has announced that Count Dooku, aka Darth Tyrannus, will now become a playable hero character in Star Wars Battlefront 2 this January. The Sith Lord's arrival will precede a Battle Point event, which should help more players have a chance to try him, provided they play Galactic Assault on prequel-era maps.
Cool.
Count Dooku will be added to Battlefront 2 on January 23rd, the same day The hero character will receive a second cosmetic appearance titled Dark Ritual, and the Republic clone army will get a new skin called Coruscant Guard. Neither cosmetic has been revealed yet, but given EA's recent decision to incorporate more elements of Star Wars The Clone Wars animated series into Battlefront 2, it stands to reason that we can probably look to the show for clues.
Cool. Let's see. This one I thought was really interesting. So apparently, I'm just going to go into this article. The Space Jam movie from Warner Bros. Was a big hit. The wacky basketball film from 1996 successfully mixed live action and animation to bring together real people like Bill Murray and Michael Jordan and Looney Tunes characters like Bugs Bunny and others. It made more than $230 million worldwide, and the success no doubt encouraged Warner Bros. To move ahead with another film that mixed live action with CG Looney Tunes characters, Looney Tunes back in action. It was terrible box office.
Yeah. Space Jam was the shit, though, dude.
Space
Jam, it was like the epitome of 90s nostalgia for me. Like,
same.
And
most people
fucking love Space Jam, dude.
Well, now it's been revealed that Warner Bros. Was thinking about yet another live-action CG hybrid movie. Legendary skateboarder Tony Hawk revealed on Instagram that Warner Bros. Approached him to make a skateboarding movie with the tentative title Skate Jam.
No fucking way, dude.
Yeah,
that'd be so sick.
This was back in the day. This isn't happening now. So Hawk presumably would have starred in the movie as himself alongside Bugs Bunny and other Looney Tunes characters, just like Space Jam and Back in Action. Here's Hawk's full statement on the matter. Quote, in 2003, I was requested to meet with Warner Brothers about doing a film with the Looney Tunes characters that was tentatively titled Skate Jam. Their plan was to bring back Bugs, Taz, etc. into the cinema with a current release called Back in Action, and then immediately start working on my project. I was about to leave for a skate trip in Australia, so they met me at that iconic dome-shaped restaurant in the middle of LAX before my flight that evening. They were serious, in all caps. We talked about storylines and shooting schedules, and they casually mentioned that I would get $1 million up front for signing on. I flew to Sydney that night, like he needed it. I flew to Sydney that night with a sense of wonder and excitement. I had never met with Hollywood heads and felt so sure about something happening. Quote, during my week-long trip, Back in Action was released in theaters and bombed. By the time I got home, Skate Jam had been indefinitely postponed, and I'd never heard about it again.
Damn.
I still think it would have been a hit considering skateboarding's popularity at the time and the reverence kids, now young adults, had for Space Jam.
They should have just skipped Back in Action altogether and went straight to Skate Jam. That would have been the hit, dude.
So this drawing...
Oh, my God.
He posted like a drawing. He said, this drawing was given to me at a skate demo that Looney Tunes sponsored years before our movie talks began, with Marvin fittingly on a hoverboard. While Skate Jam never happened, Warner Bros. Is now making Space Jam 2 with LeBron James starring as the equivalent of Michael Jordan from its original.
That's cool. That'll probably be good still, too.
Probably won't be good for us. I mean, I imagine the first Space Jam was like critically panned, but you know, like kids loved it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, Tony Hawk, I saw a video of him on YouTube like from like a year ago. And he was just fucking still killing it, dude. He's like 50-something, and he's like fucking ripping tricks, dude. I saw a video of him from 2016. He did a 900 at like age like 48.
I'm telling you, man, it's like age is just a number, bro.
Dude, he's a fucking badass, man. He's like getting thrown across the fucking half pipes and shit still. Like, it's fucking pretty impressive.
Can you imagine like a everyday 50-something-year-old person trying to do that? Like,
that's
or
what
just
I'm saying,
trying to
man.
run.
And you can still like you can see him aging and shit. Like he kind of looks like a 50-year-old now, and he's still killing it, dude. He fucking shreds, man. I don't know. Tony Hawk is like my fucking idol. He's such a cool dude. And
really
I like how
is.
Tony Hawk never had any fucking scandals or anything. He's never at once. Nobody's ever just been like, oh, Tony Hawk fucking roofied me and fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He's just
except for those tricks.
Yeah, dude. He
fucked the shit out of them. No, but anyways, yeah, it's exciting that Tony Hawk is still a thing.
Yeah. I agree.
He needs a game. Give us a fucking Tony Hawk game.
That's what I'm saying. Give this man a game or a movie or something. That'd be good too, like a bioepic about Tony Hawk. That'd be interesting.
Bioepic.
You know?
I like it.
I think he's gonna have to die first, and then they'll do it.
Who will kill Tony Hawk?
Oh,
Don't do it.
Let's see. Warner Brothers is bringing back 2 classic Hitman games in one package, with some new bells and whistles to take advantage of this console generation. The Hitman HD Enhanced Collection will bring back Hitman Blood Money and Hitman Absolution for $60. It will become available on PS4 and Xbox One. And Warner Brothers boasts that the game will be 4K resolution and run at 60 frames per second. Perhaps the most surprising aspect of the collection is how close it is. It's coming next week on January 11th. Along with the improved resolution and frame rate, WB promises that the updated game will include increased texture resolution, upgraded texture formats, super sampling, upscale support, better shadow map and mirror resolutions, better lighting, and updated controls.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's exciting. If you're a big Hitman fan, I've always liked the Hitman series, so that's cool to me. I'm sure it'll go on sale too at some point, so I'll probably wait for the sale. But
Word. Microsoft might be rolling out new upgrades to its Xbox One controller in the future. The company filed 2 patents for its controller triggers back in June 2017. The first for triggers with an input device with linear geared feedback, and the second for triggers with motor-driven adjustable tension, and both were granted in December 2018. Together, both patents focus on providing greater feedback when pulling the trigger on an Xbox One controller, which should increase the level of responsiveness in games where the triggers are used for action-specific tasks like shooting or running. Both patents only include a diagram of the Xbox One controller, but if these upgrades were to roll out, Microsoft would potentially implement them in Xbox One Elite controllers as well. Windows' latest, which first reported on the patents, theorized these designs might also be for entirely new controllers instead of upgrades to existing ones. In my opinion, they're probably for next gen.
That's what I'm thinking. Next gen.
Yeah, I doubt
We're so close to next gen. You know, I think almost any kind of patents we see filed are going to be in relation to that.
Well, it's filed in 2017.
Oh, okay.
But it just got granted in
December.
December.
Even so, it seems like a feature you could put on the next gen controller. I mean,
Exactly.
They've already got the Elite out. You know, there's no point.
Yeah, they knew how long it would take to patent or to get the granted or to get it granted. Anyways.
Exactly. Speaking of legal stuff, the lawsuit that Bethesda brought against developer Behavior and media giant Warner Brothers over a Westworld video game, you remember that, right?
Yes.
Has come to an end, it seems. Bethesda and Behavior announced that they have reached an amicable settlement, though no terms were disclosed. Bethesda initially said Behavior's Westworld mobile video game was a blatant ripoff of Fallout Shelter. Behavior worked on Fallout Shelter, and Bethesda further alleged that Behavior illegally used the same copyrighted source code from Fallout Shelter to develop the Westworld game. Not only that, but Bethesda claimed Behavior copied Fallout Shelter's game design, art, animations, gameplay features, and other elements. Bethesda was suing Behavior and Warner Brothers for copyright infringement, breach of contract, and misappropriation of intellectual property.
Cool. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
I doubt they're still making money off that anyways, which sucks for them. If the established road, we got to kind of speed up the news, so we just got to kind of run through this so we don't run out of time on the show, at least for the YouTube portion of it, guys. If the established rotation for which developer is responsible for each Call of Duty game continues into 2019, then it's Infinity Ward's turn next. In a recent tweet of a skull by the company's senior communication manager, Ashton Williams, may confirm that it is Infinity Ward that's at the helm, and also hint at what the next Call of Duty title might be. Although there was no accompanying text, the skull itself could imply that Infinity Ward is working on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Since Infinity Ward is the developer behind Call of Duty Ghosts, many first suspected the tweet was teasing Ghosts 2. However, Kotaku's Jason Schreier has since claimed in a forum post that this isn't the case. Prior to Ghosts and Infinite Warfare, Infinity Ward was responsible for the widely popular Modern Warfare series. Fans may doesn't blah blah blah. Anyways, they're saying it could be that, or it could just be a remaster of Modern Warfare 2.
I mean, with the success of Black Ops 4, it would make sense for them to go back to their quintessential roots with Modern Warfare. I mean, since, you know, just because it would probably also be successful, seeing as it's their other big property. But I don't know. I don't care about Modern Warfare. I like Black Ops. I don't like Modern Warfare.
You don't care about Modern Warfare.
There are a lot of
people
people that are the exact opposite. Prefer.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm going to jam 2 of them together just for the sake of time. We've got Catherine is more than likely going to be ported to PC pretty soon.
Cool.
There's like been some little sneak announcements and stuff with like sheep being posted and stuff, and there's sheep all over the place in Catherine. So you can expect that if you're a PC player. Probably going to be there pretty soon. Also, actor Jack Black has launched a YouTube channel dedicated in part to gaming. He hasn't uploaded any gaming footage so far, but he's already got 2.5 million subscribers. So
yeah, apparently his son wanted him to do it, so he was like, yeah, hell yeah.
I can't wait to see what he actually puts out. That shit's going to be
Me too.
awesome if he fucking...
It'd be fun to watch him stream shit.
Yeah, I think so too. His little videos that he's got on there are funny, even though they're not like...
anything.
Yeah.
Cool. So the first trailer of Netflix's Carmen Sandiego is out. Yeah, and it introduces us to a very different version of the Master Thief. Acting as an origin story for Carmen, the series reimagines the mysterious villain as a misunderstood anti-hero. Gina Rodriguez stars in the new series as the voice of Carmen, and she's joined by Finn Wolfhard, who portrays Player, Carmen's chief accomplice and friend. Carmen Sandiego begins airing on January 18th. So.
Man, do you remember those games when you were a kid?
Where in the world?
Fuck, dude. That's like Oregon Trail style back in the day. You know what I mean?
It's all game. I wonder how this is going to play out, but I think it's for kids. The show is definitely, it's animated and whatnot. So
I remember I played I don't know why this sticks out to me, but the only game from Carmen Sandiego I remember was like, there was one level in Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and where she was the World Trade Center, and it was like the day after the World Trade Center had blown up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Blowing up.
I guess that's why it just stuck in my mind.
Damn.
Let's see. My last little bit of news. Fallout 76 is going to add player vending pretty soon, which means you'll be able to like set up a shop and have people come buy loot from you. And
what game is this?
Fallout 76.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So there you go.
Yeah, cool. So Activision Blizzard, the gaming giant behind franchises like Call of Duty, Destiny, Overwatch, Diablo, and World of Warcraft, is starting 2019 down 2 top executives. Activision Blizzard CFO Spencer Newman recently left and was recently named the next CFO of Netflix. And now Blizzard CFO Armida Ahuja has left the company to join mobile payment company Square as its new CFO. Jack Dorsey, Square's co-founder, said in a statement that Ahuja brings us a deep understanding of ecosystem businesses, and she's purpose-driven, disciplined, and has a strong growth mindset. Ahuja was with Activision Blizzard for more than 8 years, where she held a number of finance-related positions, including VP of Finance and Operations and VP of Strategy and Business Development, before becoming CFO. Before joining Activision Blizzard, Ahuja worked at Fox Networks, Walt Disney, and Morgan Stanley. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Man, that is crazy.
So we're going to jump on over
shake-ups.
to this week's releases.
Oh,
Well,
shit. Was there a bunch of them?
Not a crazy amount, but these
the
are...
next week after that, I bet we'll have quite a few.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
No.
Maybe the week after that.
I think we have a while before games start popping.
One of these weeks, we're going to have Resident Evil 2 and fucking Kingdom Hearts in the same...
That'll be popping, but there won't be a lot of games coming.
Which game out of those two do you think I should get? I'm sorry. I know this is
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil?
Why would you go Kingdom Hearts?
I don't know, man, because I like
You're
Kingdom
asking
Hearts.
a biased person,
Yeah,
though.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Resident Evil is kind of the more appealing choice to me anyways, but at the same time, I feel like the problem with Kingdom Hearts is I know too much about it already. There's no surprises left for me.
Yeah, you're just going to have to play it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, just
kidding.
Finding out the stuff is part of the journey in that game. If you take away the mysterious magic parts of it,
yeah,
then
like
all you have left is a shitty game.
The previous Kingdom Hearts game, my favorite part was like showing up in a new world and being like, for like that split second where you're trying to figure out what world you're in, and then like one of the Disney movie people comes up to you and you're like, oh shit, I'm in Tarzan. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, I already know I'm gonna be in Monsters Inc. and fucking Tangled and fucking, whatever other fucking ones they announced at
Let
E3.
It go. Let it go. No, and then
I'll probably get both of them eventually though.
Yeah, of course. So these are the games you can buy in the next 7 days, or the games that are coming out in the next 7 days. I mean, you can buy whenever you want, I guess, whatever. Anyway, so Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story is coming to 3DS on January 11th for $39.99. Thoughtful tricks Bowser into eating a magic mushroom. The mushroom causes Bowser to begin inhaling everything around him, including Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach. Do the Mario Bros have the guts to rescue Peach and escape? In this Nintendo 3DS remake of a classic Mario and Luigi action RPG adventure, fans can replay or play for the first time Mario and Luigi Bowser's inside story with new graphics and a new mode that tells the behind-the-scenes story of Bowser Jr. This is stupid. You should have just put it on the Switch. Anyways, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition is coming to Xbox One, Switch, PS4, and PC on January 10th for $49.99. Set in a world reliant on a mysterious ancient technology known as Blastia, Tales of Vesperia follows former knight Yuri Lowell as he delves into a shadowy plot to use these magical devices to control civilization or destroy it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, but it's a Tales game. Anyways, The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 3, is coming out finally on January 15th. And that's coming to everything.
Nice.
Yeah, so
surely the other one won't be too far behind it either. Because they once they get started on those, I feel like they can knock them out pretty quick.
Yeah, this is under the new team, though.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we got Double Cross coming to Switch on January 10th for $19.99. Prepare to solve a thrilling multi-dimensional mystery filled with brawling combat, a special sling mechanic, diverse platforming missions, and more in the action-adventure game Double Cross. And then we got Onimusha Warlords HD coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC on January 15th for $19.99. This version of the PS2 game includes the original game's intense swordplay and dramatic revenge story, plus improved controls, widescreen display, a new soundtrack, and more. Experience this enhanced version of the best-selling action-adventure classic. Then we got Smoke and Sacrifice coming to Xbox One and PS4 on January 15th for $24.99. In Smoke and Sacrifice, players assume the role of Sachi, a young mother on a quest to discover the fate of her child. The game takes place in a darkly fantastical world where grotesque plant life and animals roam and harsh societal customs rule. Taking cues from modern survival classics, Smoke and Sacrifice evolves the genre with its intensely personal story and complex ecosystem. And then we got Vane coming to PS4 on January 15th for $24.99. A child with an odd ability stuck in a strange land. A dangerous natural environment inhabited by strange civilization. Vane is an open-world adventure game based on mystery and exploration. Vane is a single-player game being developed by a few ex-members of the Last Guardian team.
Is it like Vane? Like
Vane.
Oh, okay.
The game focuses on unraveling the mysteries of an unknown land via exploration, puzzle solving, and other features yet to be revealed in an atmospheric and powerful setting. The Last Guardian team. Anyways, and then we got the Grand Tour game coming to PS4 and Xbox One on January 15th for $14.99.
The Grand Tour game?
Yeah, the Grand Tour game is an episodic racing game based on the hit Amazon Prime original series, The Grand Tour, featuring Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. The Grand Tour game transports players to exotic locations where they'll drive the world's most interesting cars and participate in the show's outrageous challenges. Yeah, it's got 4-player split screen, cool.
Weird.
It's got like a bunch of old guys on the cover.
It's episodic, so is it like...
It's based off some TV show or something.
Interesting.
Where these old guys drive fancy cars. I don't know. I don't mean to be rude.
Nothing rude.
I'm just stating
facts here. Yeah.
They're old guys driving cars. Anyways, so that's it for this week's releases, guys, and we're going to jump on over to currently playing.
Oh, man, you want to kick it off on this one?
Yeah, for sure. This week has been a puzzling week for me because it's been kind of like a lot of work going on at the gym. Like I said,
right.
I've been waking up super early, taking appointments, doing all this bullshit. So whenever I am chilling, I don't have too much time to put it into any specific game. So I kind of wanted to relax a little bit. I've been playing, I got Pokemon Shuffle.
Oh, okay.
Which is
it's like a puzzle game, right?
It's a puzzle game. It's really fun, actually, and you like catch Pokemon by like completing these puzzles in a certain amount of turns, and then like it's surprisingly deep with how much stuff is in there, and like each Pokemon that you catch comes with like a different type of you know, like it literally uses types and stuff like that, and it's really weird. It's super hard to explain, but you have to like line up the Pokemon, you know, either 3 at a time or more, and then like it drops and starts knocking out other levels of it, and stuff like that. And this is a full ass game. I thought it was like just a mobile game, but apparently it's on 3DS and mobile.
Oh wow,
they're both full games. So like,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I wish they'd bring some other games to mobile, like Detective Pikachu and shit like that. Like some of these games I would like to play, but I don't want to go get a whole 3DS for. You know what I mean?
Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. No, but yeah. So like, I really fucking like it, and I recommend it. It's got 5 stars in the Apple Store. You know, like,
how much is it on Apple?
It's free.
Oh well, shit. I might as well.
Yeah, it's like the only difference between like buying it on 3DS is that there's not like the typical like iPhone thing where it's like, okay, you have you can do this many turns or like this
per
many
day
games
or whatever
per 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like every 30 minutes you can just hop back on, and like by the time you get done with like 30 minutes or like to the point where you run out of stuff, you're already almost back to being able to play again.
Yeah.
And like you unlock stuff if you're good. If you're actually good at the game, like you unlock more time, you know, as you play.
Cool.
So it's really fun, and like I'm super addicted to catching Pokemon and like raising my rank and stuff like that. And so I've been playing that in between, you know, work as well as Dr. Mario. My girlfriend really has gotten into fucking Dr. Mario. And, like she kicks my ass in it, honestly. On the Switch, the little NES stuff on the online. So dude, don't start playing it if you don't want to get addicted. Like it's really fun, especially with the 2-player split screen, and like you just challenge each other. And like
that's cool. I need more split screen games or just like local multiplayer in general, you know.
Most of the NES games on there are, you know.
That's cool. I didn't realize. What about like Mario and stuff? You can do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we tried to do Super Mario 3, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to the 2-player thing. But every other game I've done on there, you can do 2 players, and it works.
So if you do 2 players on Mario 3 or Mario like Super Mario, is it like Mario World where you're like one of it, you take turns, or are you both on the screen?
You're supposed to take turns. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But see, on Dr. Mario, you're both on the screen, and like
I know that like, some of the games like Galaga and stuff, they added a 2-player feature too and stuff.
Super interesting. It's super fun, man. Anyways, so yeah, and then obviously the normal Switch stuff. I've been playing some more Dead Cells and things like that. I just haven't really bought anything new besides jumping into Shuffle, just because like I said, just been too busy.
Yeah.
So hopefully this week I'll have something new to talk about this upcoming week.
That's definitely real. Like I said, I've been kind of just dealing with my stress by playing fuckloads of video games, so I've got a lot to talk about.
Tell me about it.
Well, first of all, I've been playing that Creed boxing game a lot. You want to talk about stress relief? All my games this week seem to be like stress relievers, except for like 2 of them, and then those are just like stress causers. But fucking Creed is just a great workout, man. I've been playing it for like an hour a night, and the first like 2 nights I played it, like I woke up and my fucking arms were like just stuck this way. You know what I mean? Like, and fucking like I mean, it's a good workout, man. I always have to stop playing just because I'm sweating so much. I'm afraid I'm gonna like drip it into my like VR headset and fuck it up or something. I'm sure the VR headset is made to handle that kind of thing, but it always freaks me out a little bit, you know.
You should just play with a sweatband.
Oh man, I need to actually. That's a great idea. But it's super fun, man. I highly recommend Creed if you have VR and you're into any kind of like boxing or anything like that.
You should do Beat Saber as an exercise.
I've heard Beat Saber is a good exercise too, but man, Creed is such a good exercise because like you get your whole torso into it, you know, like you're dodging the punches, so you like leaning back and then like swinging your arms and shit, you know.
Getting you some nice functional movement.
Yeah, dude. It's a lot of fun. I've gotten to the point where I'm playing on the hardest difficulty now, too, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Except there's like one character in the game that I can't beat. He's like this big fucking rhino guy, and he just beats the shit out of me. Like, but yeah, enough about that. I've also been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey still. I've been playing less Odyssey just because I've had so much other stuff to play, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm still having a lot of fun with it. Like, every time I get that urge to, like, have a gladiator battle, it's always right there for me, ready to go. Also, it satisfies my, like, stealth urge. Like, obviously, it's still Assassin's Creed, so you have these, like, stealth sequences where you're, like, climbing up castle walls and taking people out. It's just really satisfying. It's just a good game, but it's one I'm taking my time with, like, really taking my time with, you know?
Cool.
Let's see. I have a new neighbor that moved in, and I went over to his house, and we played some Mortal Kombat X. I haven't played Mortal Kombat X, I don't think. I thought I had, but I realized that I probably have played the one that preceded it, with Freddy Krueger in it and shit.
Yeah.
But I haven't played the one that, like, is recent, that had, like, Jason and Alien and Predator and fucking
the X
Texas
was awesome,
Chainsaw Massacre guy. It was sweet, dude. We played that for like all night. My new neighbor's pretty cool. Shout out to my new neighbor.
Yeah, I was like, you're very friendly. I would never just be like, hey, what's up, new neighbor? Let's play Mortal Kombat.
Well, what had happened was I saw him and his girlfriend struggling to move into their apartment, so I offered him some help, and I helped him move in, and, you know, we hit it off, you know, and we just played a bunch of Mortal Kombat. And then I went and got Smash Bros, and we played Smash Bros, and you know, he's surprisingly good at Smash Bros. We unlocked some characters. We had a lot of fun. So yeah, I've been playing that. I still have a lot of characters to unlock in Smash Bros. And then I got the demo for Kirby Star Allies.
I heard that shit was not that good.
It's good, dude. It's fun. It's just like the Kirby Crystal Shards from N64, except it's 4-player.
Multiplayer.
Yeah. It's fucking sweet, dude.
Are you in like everyone playing it basically? Like everyone chilling at your apartment? I can't remember who all lives there now.
Oh no, nobody's playing it with me. I just tried it out. It was just the demo, you know.
Okay.
But you know,
so you didn't even let Audrey get in on that yet.
Well, I was just bored one night and I tried it out. Everybody was asleep, you know.
I heard that's the best way to play it though, is the multiplayer.
Really?
Like,
I'm sure it is.
Way more
it seemed
fun.
like it would be a lot of fun with multiplayer.
I heard it's too easy without it.
Really?
Yeah.
Easy without it?
Yeah, just like Crystal Shards.
That's weird. It is pretty easy, but I mean that's Kirby for you.
Yeah, it is Kirby.
You know what I mean?
Sakurai.
But now onto my two big ones that I've been playing. First of all, I've been playing Transference, that VR game that Elijah Wood was involved in making.
Is it already out?
Yeah, it's out, and I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it, man. It's one of the best VR things I've ever played. It's so beautiful. Everything in the game, first of all, it's a weird game, real weird. Like, the whole game takes place in this apartment complex. Like, you have, like, the full reign of this apartment, like, the backyard to the apartment, and, like, the stairwell leading up to the apartments above you, and, like, this garage area, like, or not garage, but, like, a basement kind of thing in the bottom of the apartment. And, like, basically all of that you can roam around, but it all changes. It's all, like, every time you... Oh, it's so hard to explain.
It transfers?
It transforms, really. Like, you turn the light off, and, like, every time you switch the light, it changes to a different time period.
Oh,
you know
nice.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And every time it's like a puzzle game. It's almost like the whole game is almost like a room escape. You know what I mean?
An escape room?
Escape room. but like a really crazy escape room with like all kinds of trippy shit. It's so trippy, and like the graphics are like better than Resident Evil even, pretty much. And like everything is just so well rendered and like convincing and scary. Like there are some jump scares that are like kind of made me embarrassed, even though I was just by myself. You know, like I would actually like yell and shit. Like I don't know. It's really good. It's a little freaky, like to the point where I almost didn't want to play it. Like I played it like half of it the first time I played it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I got tired and I like went to bed, and like I had to build up the courage to play it again. You know what I mean? Just because it's not even like there's maybe like 4 or 5 really good jump scares through the whole game, but it's also like
it's too jump scary.
It's ominous because that first jump scare hits you early, you know, and you spend the whole rest of the game like anticipating it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just a really tense, scary game, and everything's really pretty, and it's really trippy, and like the puzzles are hard, but not so hard that you get stuck for more than like 10 or 15 minutes. And when you finally solve one of the hard puzzles, you're like, I'm so fucking smart. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like more people should be talking about it because it's a phenomenal fucking game. Like, it's more like a really trippy movie because it's only like 2.5 hours long. You know what I mean? But man, is it good. That being said, it's incredibly stressful. It's so scary. So I went and got that Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Very unstressful.
Very unstressful. Oh my god, this is the only thing that's been keeping me sane this past week. I've been playing the shit out of Let's Go Eevee. I will say this. It's way too easy. Way too easy.
That's what I've heard.
They have they made it just stupidly easy. The catching Pokemon feels stupid because you don't have to battle the Pokemon. It's like Pokemon Go.
Yeah, you just catch them. But there's more trainers, though.
I will say this. There is more trainers, and it's after a while, you're like thankful you're not having to battle all these Pokemon in like the rock tunnel and shit. You know how like every 2 steps when you're in those fucking tunnels, it's like, so that's kind of nice. But at the same time, it's a lot less challenging. Your Eevee that you have is super overpowered, and I only got Let's Go Eevee because I thought, I'll just be able to evolve my Eevee into one of the cool evolutions. But Eevee rejects your goddamn fucking stone whenever you try to give him a fucking Thunderstone or a Water Stone or whatever. So you can't evolve Eevee. So don't buy Let's Go Eevee thinking, I'm going to evolve my Eevee into something cool. No. Pikachu's probably the same way. But I would much rather have a Pikachu than a Raichu anyway. But fucking with Eevee, it's like, bro, I wanted a Vaporeon so bad, and I was like so stoked when I finally got to Celadon City or wherever they have the department store where you can buy the water stones.
Yeah, that's crazy. So even if you get another Eevee, you can't.
No, if you get another Eevee, I'm sure you can, but
just not your
primary Eevee. And your primary Eevee's like a beast. Like they make your fucking, So
Eevee Prime.
You already know if you had been able to evolve him. I guess he would have like broke the game. He'd be so strong, but it's still a little disappointing.
Well, that's what they say. If you don't want to play the game on easy, don't play with your starter Pokemon. Like it's normal mode if you if you don't play with your.
I've actually been doing that. What I've been doing is like I still have Eevee hanging. I just put him at the back of the line. Yeah. So like if you manage to fuck up all my other Pokemon, I got Eevee waiting for you.
Got easy mode,
I mean?
just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. So that's a lot of games. How have you gone back to Mario Odyssey yet, or are you just kind of chilling from it for a little bit?
I'm kind of just chilling for a little bit, but I am going to go back to it. It's one of I've just got so many games to play right now that it's like.
I just want to see. That's how I felt the first time I went. No, I played all the way through. I was thinking of Zelda. Never mind. But yeah, I just wanted to see how you felt about that game. Like.
So far, I really love it. Like I said, I need to go back and finish the last like 4 levels or so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm really liking it so far. So far, I'm liking everything about my Switch. I love the portability. I like being able to lay in bed and play my shit. You know what I mean? I just like it, man. I like it a lot.
It feels freeing.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, that's what we're playing, guys. We're going to jump on over to the topic of the show, which, in line with what we did last week.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing last week's topic.
We did, yeah. We're going to be doing what we want from Bethesda's Starfield.
Right.
So, just a little, kind of like how we did last time, I'll give a little background info on the game for those who aren't familiar.
Yeah.
Starfield is Bethesda's first new RPG in 25 years. And will be a sci-fi set in space. It was first announced along a very vague teaser trailer at E3 2018. The studio has been talking about making this game internally for 10 years, apparently, and actual production on the game began years ago, according to Todd Howard. It will come before Elder Scrolls 6 and will be on next-gen consoles. Speaking in a recent interview, Pete Hines, Bethesda's VP of Marketing, stated that, quote, "This is not forever more what we're doing," referencing multiplayer in Fallout 76. He said, "We are going to do a game that's just single-player next time around. That next game, as stated previously by Bethesda, will be Starfield. So we know it's a single-player game, but that concludes about all the public knowledge on Starfield available at the moment." So
Man, yeah. I mean, aside from that, we have a little teaser trailer that's like a minute long, and
That's the
just,
one. No, it's not a minute. It's not even. You're talking about the one with the.
It's like 40 seconds or something.
Yeah, it just shows the side of the planet, and then like you see.
And then you see like a wormhole open or some shit. So we know that there's some kind of like futuristic wormhole technology, at least. I mean, it's a bigger clue than you might think.
Did we see a wormhole open? I thought it was just like a little satellite thing.
No, I can show you the thing. That's a different clip, I think. There's like this clip, and it's literally, there's no planets or anything. It's just space, and it's like going through space, and you see stars, and then suddenly this fucking rip in space opens, and like this tear comes up, and it's like when Starfield comes through it, and like,
oh, okay, yeah,
you know what I mean?
What you're talking about. My bad.
No, you're good. I just think I don't know. So that leads me to believe we're gonna have some kind of like mass relay type thing from Mass Effect going on, where you can get between galaxies really quick. What I want to see from this game is like, I really want to see like a bunch of different Bethesda worlds. You know how like every Bethesda world is like its own little contained thing? Like, what if the premise of Starfield is that there's like 10 big Bethesda worlds all put together and like 100 little dungeon-sized worlds, and they're all represented as planets, right? And you can fly between all these different Bethesda worlds. This is just all speculation, theory, things that I want. But I think that would be so cool.
What do you mean Bethesda worlds?
When I say Bethesda worlds, I mean like a map from Fallout 4. Or a map from Elder
So
Scrolls
this
Oblivion.
is just like a connection of everything? Is what
No,
you're saying?
not necessarily. Not at all, actually. Like, what I'm saying is I want a map that's as big as the world from Fallout 4.
Okay.
And I want 10 of them, and each one to represent a different planet.
God.
So, like, you can fly between the planets. You know what I mean?
That's not... okay, first off, this was the first thing that I was thinking about. I was like, it's easy to get your head in the clouds about, like, the possibilities.
Sure.
You know, because it's like, it's Bethesda. You know, it's
Sure.
next gen. It's space. But my thing is like, we gotta think logically here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they might be able to do that, not as big as, you know, like I just don't
Maybe
know what
not
the capabilities.
that exactly,
yeah.
But I definitely think we're going to see something like that. I don't think we're going to see one continuous world like we have in previous Bethesda games. This is my point. I think we're going to see more of like a Dragon Age Inquisition thing where you go between big open worlds, which would be ideal, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you kind of like take like a linear path in between the worlds, but once you get to each world, it becomes open.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm thinking maybe have some kind of ship, you know, thing, like, be it you fly the ship through space, or you just have like a crew that you can interact with and customize your ship. I don't know, like, you
Very
definitely
KOTOR.
I was about to say I want a KOTOR type ship element to it. You know what I mean?
I definitely want some type of ship element, but at the same time, I don't think we'll get that. What I think, or not what I think we'll get, what I hope we'll get is like just a base foundation for possible sequels. So like, I don't want this to be like Fallout, where every time you play it's someone else's story. Like, I want a through story, and honestly, I don't care if they take away some of the RPG aspect from the mainline story. Like yeah, you can have side missions and stuff that affect the planets and whatnot, and create like you know, like stuff that will carry on with you into the next game, because it's next gen. You should be able to carry all your shit to the next game. But like the mainline story always ends the same. Like, I want them to tell me a really good story.
I think it definitely needs a better story than previous Bethesda RPGs.
Definitely.
You know, you look at Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Morrowind, you know, Skyrim, fucking Fallout 3, 4, New Vegas, you know, none of them had a very good story. I mean, none of them had a terrible story, but none of them had a great story.
I think 3 had a decent story.
I mean, 3's story was essentially the same as all the other Fallout games. You're searching for your ex, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you're looking
whoever
for,
you're looking
you know
for.
what I mean? But I do agree that 3's story had better arcs, you know what I mean? Like the part where you go to the little virtual reality machine and stuff. And
that stuff is cool.
A lot of interesting things happen in 3's story. But I think we're going to have a more realistic thing going on, first of all, with this game. You know
in what
I mean?
way? What do you mean?
In the sense that, like, you know how... I don't want to say Fallout is, like, unrealistic, but it's
Are you
pretty.
talking?
Like, I'm thinking we're going to have something a little more grounded in our world. You know what I mean?
Speaking of which, that's okay. So we're on. I was gonna say, similar to like the alternate history creations in Fallout. Like, I think that's what you mean by the unrealistic aspect of it, where it's like alternate history. I want like that type of feel, but with inspiration from modern day like NASA technology.
I think that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna have like a sort of a Mass Effect type thing where it's like a future inspired by today's society. You know what I mean? But less futuristic than Mass Effect.
Yeah, less purpley, less
glowy, less biotic abilities, less. Although I wouldn't be mad, but what I want from that, okay, first of all, you got to think about this like Elder Scrolls, because I think, it's going to be similar in a lot of respects. I think Elder Scrolls 6 is probably going to use a lot of the same kind of like textures and stuff that Starfield uses. You know what I mean? So you got to think about them kind of similarly. And also, you got to think about all the races in Elder Scrolls, like the cat people and the Argonians and the Bretons and the, we're having something set in space that's obviously about intergalactic travel. I think we're going to have aliens. I think that's a fair assumption. And I think that different alien races probably will and should be playable. And they'll all have their own little abilities and stuff accordingly. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about that, actually, and I don't want alien races. I want this to be a game in space, but about like a further humankind, but like different races on different planets and stuff like that, obviously, but human races, and kind of like plot out this like future history, or where it's like, oh well, this group of people ended up over here because of this or that, and then and they don't like other people coming to their planet, or they didn't join in the United Planets or whatever.
I'm kind of the opposite. I'm hoping for like crazy alien races. You know what I mean? I think that would be one of the things that could give this game not only its own little DNA but its own lore. You know what I mean?
I agree.
That would like you said, reflect into future games. Give this like breathing world that like games could live in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just kind of look at it in the same way where I'm like, I like Star Wars games without lightsabers. Like, I kind of want to see what they could do without bringing in the excuse of aliens, or like bringing in the like the trope. It's like, okay, we're going to space automatically. Here's aliens, or if they are going to do aliens, how are they going to make it original? Because I feel like we've seen that so fucking much in video games, just so much. Even they might as well make Mass Effect if they're going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, but Mass Effect was original in its own right just because of the way that the aliens' politics and stuff work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think if you're going to do aliens, it'd be smarter to go a more Mass Effect route with it and have the aliens and humans coexist in it. You know what I mean? Not actually have any kind of like direct
alien combat.
Yeah, it's constantly. You're not like against the aliens, like I'm thinking it'd just be like the Elder Scrolls world where everybody's just kind of mingling peacefully. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, and also that's another thing that I think would be interesting if they did manage to pull off, like I was saying, maybe between 5 and 10, Fallout 4 size maps. You could go to like a different planet and like go to the cities on that map and like experience like an alien civilization and city form. You know what I mean?
That would be pretty cool, seeing the different structures and like built off of like that culture or whatever.
Exactly. And one of the maps could just be like a futuristic Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know. I just feel like there'd be a lot of like really interesting stuff you could do as far as like building a culture and like having everybody kind of like, I don't know, having like weird shaped buildings and stuff for that alien race. You know
what would be really crazy, and I wouldn't mind them doing, is if this was actually some far-flung future of Fallout, but like everything that was in between, it doesn't, like
that would be. What if you landed? What if one of the planets you land on is just Fallout World? It's like an Easter egg. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool. Or like just Easter eggs to Fallout in a way that it's like, you see like maybe you go to like some type of museum on like the Earth planet and you see like the robots from Fallout, like, and they're like after the bomb or whatever, or after the first bomb, and it just kind of things like that where they can interconnect these universes,
Yeah.
you know. But it's not. It's just like a subtle thing, you know. Like you
That
see
would be cool.
the Pit Boy or something like
Just like in some rubble somewhere. I could see
Yeah.
that. That seems like something they would do too, you know.
That'd be cool.
Going back to that, like throwbacks to other games, I feel like one thing you see frequently in the Fallout universe that would translate well to like a game set in space is like robots. There's all kinds of creative robots.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I think it'd be interesting to have like a bunch of different unique robot adversaries that you fight, or even like just companions throughout the game. You know what I mean?
Well, see, maybe that could be the way. Like, I mean, I like your idea of aliens, but I'm still like on my thing. Like, what if instead of aliens, it was just AI and robots?
Whoa. Okay, I like that idea. What if instead of aliens, you meet we fly to a planet in the future, right? Okay, and we come across a race of aliens that are all just autonomous robots, and their creators died like thousands of years ago.
Mass Effect.
Well, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. But I'm talking about more like humanoid type robots, not like big Reaper fucking things that just fucking destroy humanity. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, they're like basically just humans. And then in the end, it turns out you were the AI the whole time.
Oh shit!
Because there's always got to be a twist in the Bethesda games at the end.
And that's another thing we got to think about. You know, is this game going to be set in the future in the Milky Way, or is this a space game that's set in a fucking galaxy far, far away a long time ago?
Yeah, just
you know
made
what I'm
up.
saying? Like,
I could see them doing that too, pulling like in this. Even though we talked about Star Wars, you know, Jedi Fallen Order or whatever, which obviously is going to be an action adventure game.
Sure. Yeah.
This could be not in the way of Star Wars, but this could be the Star Wars of video games. And when I say that, I mean the lore. I mean the people behind it.
Yeah.
I mean this could change things story wise. This could change things with the way that people interact with an open world RPG. You know.
I legitimately hope it's that good. I know that they're planning on using the creation engine they used from the previous, like, Skyrim, Fallout, all that stuff, you know? So it'll be interesting to see what they do to that to keep it relevant, you know what I mean? Because it's getting to a point where they're either going to have to abandon the creation engine altogether, or they're going to have to, like, completely revamp it if they want it to be, like...
They would have to revamp it. You're telling me that they haven't revamped it?
Oh, no, they revamp it frequently. They put, like, lighting updates and stuff, but they use the same engine. They just update it a little bit.
I'm not adverse to the creation engine. I think it looks great. I agree. I'm one of those few people that's like, I think it looks real. You know, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, the graphics suck in Fallout and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I disagree. I think Fallout looks great. I'm with you on that.
They might be buggy, but that's the other thing. This one can't be buggy. After Fallout 76, after Fallout 4, they have to come in swinging. There needs to be
it's gonna be buggy, dude. That's just how it is. You know what I mean?
I refuse. People are gonna stop giving them a pass on that shit. You know, people are reaching a point where they're
I think people hated Fallout 76 before it even came out and used the bugs as an excuse. You know what I mean? Like,
what about Fallout 4 though? A lot of people were hating on Fallout 4.
Yeah, but you have just as many people that love Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is on a lot of people's top 10 lists. You know what I mean? Including mine. I think it's a great game.
My problem is everyone loved Fallout 3. Everyone loved Skyrim.
Which was just as buggy, both of those.
I know, but that's what I'm saying, is it's slowly reaching a point to where people are like, okay, like, guys, why is it buggy?
I think people are just more critical. Honestly,
you think so?
I think that most people accept the games for what they are, and the people that have a voice are the ones that are bitching more. You know what I mean? Like,
true. I could see that.
I don't know. That's just my thought, because I really think Fallout 4 got pretty good critical reception. You know what I mean? Like, most people weren't bitching about Fallout 4. And most people that got hung up on the Preston Garvey quest loop and thought that was the whole game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the bugs are an issue. I think like you gotta at least, it's next gen. This is probably going to be dropping. You know, at some point. At some point, you got to be like.
I mean, look at Red Dead Redemption 2. It is a buggy mess, man. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I am constantly doing crazy-ass, stupid bugs that don't make any sense in that game. I'll be like, 1 second I'll just be talking, and suddenly my character will just flip upside down for a second, and then go back to normal. And it's like, game of the year, motherfuckers. Like,
I
you know
love
what I mean?
that.
I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna have a game that's that big and massive and with that much effort put into it, granted, Red Dead's bugs are not nearly as bad as Fallout 4's. You know what I mean? But
it didn't get Game of the Year.
No, it didn't. But fucking GameSpot gave it their Game of the Year and stuff. You know, so I know that doesn't really matter.
But but no, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, obviously there's going to be some bugs. I'm not saying get rid of all bugs. I'm saying at least do better than you
tone
have.
It down.
Like come out as being like, hey guys, we heard you on the bug thing.
Well, they've got plenty of time. You know, the next consoles are probably not coming out till 2020, which I guess is next year. Fuck.
Holiday 2020. So probably at the end of next year.
But they've also been putting years of work into this already. I mean, they said they've been working on it, like actually working on it since Fallout 4 came out. You know what I mean?
But that could mean anything. That's probably pre-production.
Well,
bullshit,
no. They said they've been in pre-production for like 12 years. Like they said that they thought the idea up 12 years ago. They put pen to paper 6 years ago, and they actually started development 2.5 or 3 years ago, whenever Fallout 4. So that's why I have these expectations of like a huge world, you know, or multiple. That's
why I have less expectations, because I mean you're looking at older technology. I mean, if they started 2 years ago,
think about it this way though: they could hash out a full game and have it look like fucking Morrowind, and then go back and just, you know, go over it and make the existing places they've made and stuff like fucking beautiful with like a remaster basically of their old shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it like that, you know what I mean? I bet there will be areas that are notably, you know, less impressive than others, and you know, some of those probably were made, you know, 2 or 3 years ago. You know, I don't know. It's just a thought, but it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know if it's that simple to just like go back over something. You're like, we got time.
Well, you also look at Red Dead 2. They were working on that for like 5 or 6 years or some shit, and fucking, you know, it doesn't look bad at all.
But it wasn't in the middle of a console cycle change, you know. So like, I mean, Red Dead came out 6 years on this console, you know, like.
Yeah, but look at, I mean, that's the thing that Bethesda has always done well is put good launch titles to go with. You know what I mean? Like, look at Oblivion. It basically, you know, fucking had everybody buying the Xbox 360 when that shit came out.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, everybody. I remember seeing screenshots from Oblivion and fucking Xbox Magazine back in the day and thinking, like, damn, this is the future.
Oh, I remember too.
Like,
I definitely remember that.
I think it'd be interesting, too. You know, with Bethesda dabbling in VR and their most, like in Fallout 4 and Skyrim and, you know, all their little projects they've been doing with like Wolfenstein VR and, you know, that other thing, Prey VR, you know, all these little VR things they're doing lead me to believe that they're just a strong possibility that VR support will be there for the new game. You know
Possibly.
what I mean?
If this game's as big as you're wanting it to be, there's not going to be VR support.
No, you never know, man. I mean, like, again, we're looking at new hardware. We're looking at future hardware. We're looking at, you know, things that we don't really know about yet, you know?
That's true. We are looking at future hardware, but we're looking at future hardware on console. I mean, this is still going to be behind PC, and we know what PC can do. You know, so it's like, I don't see it being that ginormous and being VR. Like, you got to pick and choose. Like, you're either getting the 10 ginormous worlds or you're getting VR. And in my humble opinion, you're getting neither of those things. I say you're probably going to get maybe 4 large planets.
So you do think we're going to get multiple places that we can go?
Oh, yeah. You can't have a space game and not have multiple planets. Even if in this game you don't get to go to these multiple places, like maybe you just go to a moon or something, you know, like...
That would be whack as fuck, dude.
It would, well, depending on how flourished the planet is, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, like, look at Destiny. I mean, Destiny has these multiple planets or whatever, but the thing is...
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could do multiple planets and, like, hundreds of moons that are just about the same size as, like, the layout of a dungeon from Skyrim. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just a thought.
True. I don't know. It's tough to say. But I mean, that's what you want, though. So I mean,
again, but also again, back on the VR thing, like you never know what PS5's VR is going to be capable of, or Xbox, if for that matter, if they, or even fucking Madbox. You know, who knows what they're going to end up coming up with? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
It's all up in the air. You know what I mean?
Sure. That's why this one was a tough conversation because, I mean, like I like all the things you're saying, but in all reality, I just want like a really good story. Keep some, you know, some of the better RPG elements from Fallout 3.
Yeah.
And then
I definitely want like the core gameplay to feel like the other Bethesda games. Like I want to have that inventory management focused, you know,
everything's rendered, you know, like in like you can just go pick up anything and drop it. Like,
I love that.
Especially in space. I can't wait to fuck with physics in space.
Especially in VR. Honestly, that's the best part about Skyrim VR is that you can just literally pick up anything you want and just like examine it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
and I can't wait for that shit. Fucking.
And I imagine even if you don't get a ship of some sort that you get to mess around with, I imagine you'll get some type of spacesuit that you like fuck with. You know, kind of like how in Fallout. You know, like it's going to be
absolutely. I think the spacesuit thing is going to be emphasized a lot. I bet you'll end up having missions where you have to like go outside of your ship in space and like walk on the ship or something. I don't know, or have like hostile planets where you can't breathe the environment. You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. It's more like you're just roaming a planet with. Well,
that's another thing you got to think about is like the quest lines get to where you could have some crazy ideas for quests if you had like an interstellar type thing where you go to the planet and like years pass or something. You know what I mean? Like,
oh my god, the story would be great. That's what I want. Is I want this amazing, dark, M-rated version of what Star Wars could never do, you know, but with like the kind of humor that Bethesda has, you know, like when it's not even just, you know, it's that dark humor, but at the same time you feel like it's real, like, you know, you would love to experience this.
Yeah.
You know? But that's kind of my take on it. You know, I don't want multiplayer at all. I don't give a fuck about that. I just want this to be a focused game. Like, focus and make it great.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they put, like, jump-in co-op or something, you know, but I don't know. It's not what I'm gunning for, you know what I mean? It's not, like, what I care about.
See, everybody's all about this.
It's not going to be multiplayer because they've already, like, established that. You know what I mean?
They can't go back on that.
Point to say that it won't be, you know?
Yeah. And that's about it. I mean, you know, what else can you say about it?
I just hope it's good, you know? Yeah. I have this image. I don't know. I've got this feeling like it's going to...
I mean, I can envision the game. I can see it in my brain. Like,
Me
I
too.
see it playing.
But my problem is what I'm imagining in my brain is like clips from that Obsidian game that's coming out soon, The Outer Worlds.
Oh god.
Oh bro, I can't wait to play that. I want to see how that stacks up to like a Fallout game or something.
Speaking of which, that Jason Schreier book I was listening to, they do Dragon Age Inquisition.
Ooh, I bet that's interesting.
And they talk about I think it was Dragon Age. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and they talk about Obsidian almost dying, like
really?
Their company almost dying, and how they came back, and like all this stuff. I didn't know they almost died at some point.
That's crazy.
Or closed down.
They're one of the best, I feel like.
Yeah, they were like on the verge of just like completely shutting down, and then like Kickstarter saved them.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was like, what
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, go listen to that book, guys, or go read it. Blood, Sweat, Pixels. Anyways, that's it for the topic of the show. That was fun. We're gonna jump on over to the People's Chomp.
Oh, we forgot to pick a chomp. We're gonna have to.
Well, I'm just gonna keep letting you pick on the fly because I feel like you choose them pretty good.
Thanks.
Like you read them and you know what's a good question. So, while he's doing that, I just want to say, guys, if you want to tell us what you think, or what you hope Starfield to be, or what, God, I can't even talk. If you want to tell us what you think Starfield should be and what you want it to be, go on to the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast and, tell us, let us know. Maybe we'll start a topic on it over there and get everybody's opinion because I'm pretty sure you guys got some better ideas than even us, you know.
All right, I'm going to let Thomas Shepard have it this week. Thomas says,
hey, Thomas,
if you could take any one animal from any video game as your pet, which would it be?
Oh, God. That is a really good question, Thomas.
I know, right?
I think this has to go to one pet. I feel like Yoshi would be a great pet.
Ooh, Yoshi would be good. I would like to have Icaros, the bird from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Really, he seems kind of handy.
Yeah, he really is.
He's
handy.
like a drone.
He like fights your enemies too. Like you'll be like, I don't know. He's dope. He's like a drone. Yeah. Also, I think it'd be cool to have the cat from Persona 5, Morgana, because he can like talk to you and stuff.
That would be cool. I'm gonna have to go with Epona. I mean,
Epona's dope.
Yeah, like I just feel like that's a good companion. I was trying to think of some cool wolf companion, but like, I mean, wolf companion is pretty vague and pretty generic.
Yeah.
But,
I can't think of a single cool wolf companion except for like in Twilight Princess, but you're like turned into
yeah,
the
you
wolf.
are the wolf.
So it's not really a companion.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. I don't want Link in my fucking bedroom. It's like,
or maybe like a wolf from Minecraft.
oh yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah.
Okay, so good question, Thomas.
Yeah.
Moving on to the rest of the user questions, listener questions. Charles Chastain says, what do you think AAA games are actually worth these days? With all the crazy ways that games are additionally monetized, how much is the average person really paying for their games?
That's easy for me to say. I think that AAA games should be $10 cheaper.
$10 cheaper, $50?
Yeah. I feel like $50 isn't too much to ask for, and I feel like $60. I mean, I guess games are they do put a lot of money into them. I'm talking these AAA titles take hundreds of millions of dollars to create and put out and stuff. I mean, like,
I think it should directly reflect how much entertainment you will get from that game.
But that's tough to say. That's subjective.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, here, you play it, and then you pay us what you think.
I think that developers should release it, and if it's not fair, then people should just not buy it. You know what I mean? Honestly, like, I think if the game is worth, $30 and you release it at $60, I mean, it's so hard to say, Are
you saying vote with your wallet?
Vote with your wallet.
But my thing is like, nowadays, like, okay, so I think Call of Duty, specifically, the fact that they cut out the single player, that right there should have warranted a $10 cross out. I don't care what thing you put in lieu of single player. If you take out a campaign, like, you don't deserve the full $60.
I agree.
And I think they should have done that themselves. They shouldn't have had been told that, or like,
part of me thinks 60 is too steep for most games, but also part of me is like, doesn't mind paying 60 if the game's good enough,
Yeah, definitely.
Like I felt kind of robbed buying Let's Go Eevee for $60, but I still am having a blast with it.
But if you buy it for 60, they sell it for like 40 at Target.
Oh well, shit.
Not 40, but I think it's 49.
Oh well, I still should have gone to Target. But I was just desperate to play it. I went to Walmart in the middle of the night,
Oh, bad idea.
I know.
That's dangerous out there.
Scary stuff. But at the same time, like Red Dead, I didn't feel bad about paying $60 for that. That was a masterpiece, I don't know. It's hard to say.
No. Yeah.
Good question, though.
Definitely. It really is.
Let's see. John Hightower says, favorite game on the Dreamcast?
God. On the Dreamcast, Sonic Adventure.
Mine's got to be Crazy Taxi.
I love that too. I love that game.
That's my shit.
Or maybe even Jet Set.
Jet Set was dope. There's a lot of good ones on Dreamcast. We got Sarah Brock. She says, what games are you hoping to see released this year? Final Fantasy VII Remake. I hope they make that.
Yeah, I hope that actually happens, but that's not going to happen.
That would be sick, though, if they put that out this year.
Well, and whenever she says, like, hope to see this year, I guess, like, she means, like, games that maybe haven't been announced or aren't, like, technically real things.
Or you don't know if they're coming yet, like Days Gone or something. You know it's coming, but you don't really know if it's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to see a Rockstar game come out this year, some type of smaller Rockstar title, because there's no guarantee that's going to happen, and there hasn't been any word on any Rockstar games coming up soon, especially right after Red Dead. But I want something some offshoot, like we were talking earlier, like maybe a licensed game like Warriors, based off of something.
I would really enjoy like BioShock VR. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah, there were some. I saw Philip posted that some analysts were saying that they believe that a BioShock game will come out this year.
That'd be cool.
I think that's not going to happen.
I don't think so either, but we can all hope. That would be really cool if it did happen.
Those analysts.
Sarah again, she says, "What are your opinions on this year being the final E3 show? How do you feel about Sony dropping out of it?"
Wait, that's definitely not the final.
Yeah, I was about to say
E3
that's
show.
news to me. If it's the final E3 show, I don't think that's correct. We can look that up. But if it is, that's super sad. I feel like Sony shouldn't have dropped out of it, but I guess if they don't have anything to show, then there's no point in them being there. I'd hate for them to show up and just show off the same fucking 4 games they've showed off the past, 2 E3s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it says E3 2019 will be held June 11 through 13 in Los Angeles at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Event organizer, it's the final show confirmed for the LACC. Last year, ESA CEO Michael Gallagher said the organization may pursue other options if the LACC does not modernize and upgrade the facility. So it's just the final one they're doing at that facility they've always done.
Yeah, I was about to say that just doesn't seem likely that they'll stop doing E3 because E3 is a lot more than just Sony. It's a showcase for developers too. There's lots of developers that show up.
Too.
Yeah, like Ubisoft, Bethesda, everybody goes to E3. You know what I mean? It's not...
Which I think that's what the evolution is going to be, is that all of the, console companies are going to leave, and then you're just going to have, a show just for, Bethesda and, these bigger...
Sure. Or
Ubisoft.
even a lot of the fucking, developers that Microsoft has bought. Microsoft can be there in a sense, but not be there. You know what I mean? If they send their developers all to E3.
Yeah, and they're just not there because they don't really need to be there.
Yeah, exactly. All they need to do is stamp a little thing on it that says Xbox exclusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Definitely.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think you can keep looking forward to E3. I think it's gonna still be fun for years to come.
For years.
We have Philip Watson Dean. He says this isn't really about games per se, but how have you guys felt about your experience on the show thus far? You're getting pretty close to the 100th episode, and I was wondering what changes you've noticed in the show since starting. And maybe what direction you guys hope to go moving forward past episode 100 and beyond.
Damn. It's fun to reflect. It feels good. It feels like we own something, even though, we might not be out in front of thousands of people or, reaching thousands of people or whatever, but we feel like we're reaching people that we can talk to and have fun with, We're definitely reaching at least a few people, if we got people entering our Borderlands contest, which is awesome. By the way, great. Congratulations, Jack. Yeah, definitely. A very, very just straightforward name for a YouTube account. But anyways, yeah, we like I was saying, we might not be the biggest thing, but in the future, who knows? And that's why, we have fun doing this because it's just a passion. And then every day, every time we post one, it just feels like we've completed something. It's
also nice to have something consistent in life. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things in my life that are variables and are constantly changing, and I'm one of those people that likes to have at least some kind of basis and consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And it feels good to have something to do every week that's the same. You know what I mean?
It's like therapy almost.
It really is. Yeah. That's another thing. We talk about our feelings and shit, and I feel like it is very therapeutic in a way to open up, and this is the most me I am all week. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
When I come and talk on the podcast, talk to you guys, talk to you, Jamal. It's I don't. This is the most I let myself come out of my shell most of the time. You know what I mean? I talk about things that I just I don't know. I'm not uncomfortable. I like to talk to everybody that wants to listen. It just feels good.
Definitely. I feel that, man. I feel that. Yeah, it's all week. You're at work and the people that you meet
the
there.
Customer service smile all week and shit.
Exactly. You serve, and and same with me. I serve people. So it's and nobody that I know, at work or that type of environment is just like, yeah, dude, video games, like tell me everything about them.
It's so true. It's hard to find somebody that you can really talk about that kind of passion with,
Yeah. And my girlfriend's tired of hearing it at this point, like, I mean, she doesn't say that, but I just assume, I don't want to sit there and be like, guess what's coming out? I'm gonna have to go down the list. Hold on. But like, like it's just it's passion, man. It's fun. It's like
it is.
And then
it doesn't feel like we've been doing it for 100 episodes just because it's just a blast to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
and honestly, like as much as we get better and stuff, I'm always thinking about like how much better we could be.
Sure.
It's like that's another fun thing about it is it's just a project. It's like, and from day one, I mean, we started out in my car. Literally, we were sitting in my car with with a digital recorder in between us.
You can go back and listen to that episode right now if you want. It's episode 1.
Yeah, for first 4 episodes actually, weren't they?
I think we did all the way up until we recorded with Johnny and Nico for the first time. I think
so. It was like for the first 4 episodes, we're on a digital recorder, and we basically had Dylan listening to us, and then and then like I was like, let's fucking do this. Like if we're gonna do this, we might as well do it right. Because, and so we upgraded our stuff. And then from there, like these are all the changes, we upgraded to all of our audio equipment. I bought a fucking laptop just for this. We got mics, and then after all that shit, we were like, we need a green screen. We need to be on video, and, took it to YouTube. And then we were using a fucking shitty webcam for a long time, and then now we got a
better camera. And pretty soon,
lights.
One of these days we'll have like even better cameras. We're just decking it out, man. We're just keeping it going.
Yeah, and the way we grow and like the future. In the future, I see us being like doing this full time at some point. Like
definitely.
The goal is hopefully, yeah, and like I mean. Even if it doesn't ever happen, I'm just gonna keep doing this. Like
absolutely.
It's like,
but it would be so great to be able to just dedicate all our time. Then we could really get into like the journalism aspects of it. And stuff,
write our own shit.
Write our own shit. We could fucking make articles. I mean,
or pay someone to write our own shit. Just go to the Patreon, man. That helps out. Whoever's listening,
it does help out a lot.
You got $1 or whatever, throw it over there. You get.
And
perks.
Those of you that are already on our Patreon supporting us, thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
We really appreciate your monthly contributions.
It actually helps out a lot.
It really does.
Soon we will have another camera that we can, cut angles with and stuff, and that'll be thanks to you guys for supporting us over there. And but yeah, if you can, you get stuff in return. You can even get a shirt depending on the perks and stuff. So
hell yeah.
But yeah, here's to another 2 million episodes.
Yep. Pretty soon we're gonna be like, I don't know if you guys watch Joe Rogan ever, but like if you go to one of his episodes, they're all like number 1,680 billion. It's like, holy shit, dude! How does he?
Yeah. I can't wait, man.
Pretty soon, dude.
Anyways,
we got Chad McLean here.
Chatty.
He says, "Do you think the PS5 will be able to take us to Mars?"
I believe that the technology in the PS5 could probably take us about 3 feet if we were to put all of that into some type of engine.
I think that the PS5 might not be able to take you to Mars, but I bet the VR that's going to be supported on the PS5 will be good enough to convince you are on Mars, bruh.
Why are we not PR people for,
that's what I'm saying.
VR?
I'm telling you, man.
It might not be able to take you there.
But it'll take you there.
Anyways.
And then we have Sarah one more time. She says, what do you think they will actually... Or, no, she says, do you think that they will actually complete the Mad Box and put the product on shelves? That's a very good question. Who knows?
I say no. I say it's not going to happen. I think this guy is... got his brain fucked up if he thinks he's about to jump into the fucking shark infested water that is the gaming industry as a console creator or like a console producer. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Why do you think?
I honestly think it depends on how much it supports function like VR
exclusives
and how much it costs. Because if it's a simple way to set up your VR, I know that with PC VR gamers, it's just a big hassle, you know? Like, it's not easy to set up, you know, to your normal PC. You have to have the right specs. You know, if this comes preloaded with all the right specs at a much more reasonable price than a PC, fully ready to just plug and play your VR into, then I think it will be popular among VR gamers. You know what I mean?
I still don't even think that, because, I mean, at around the same price, or maybe a little bit more, you'll be able to get a Xbox 2 or a PS5 with the same shit, but also flat screen games.
Right.
And
but we're
exclusives.
we're assuming we haven't come out with like the Vive 2 or some shit by then. That's a PC exclusive type thing.
True,
You know what I
maybe.
mean? Like we have no idea what's going to happen between then and now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see.
But
I still say no, though.
I think that's going to be the determining factor, is how well it does with the VR audience. You know what I mean?
We should do a steak dinner bet on that. You know, if it comes to market and it literally is on shelves, then I will buy you a steak dinner.
Well, no, I don't know about all that. I mean, I think it might end up being one of those things like Atari Box that you have to order online or something, you know. But I don't think that will make it less popular. Like, what I'm getting at is that, like, if it ends up being functionally like a console that you can plug a Vive into, then I think it'll do well. I really do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so no steak. There's no steaks here.
I'm not necessarily saying you're going to be able to go to Best Buy and pick it up. You know what I mean?
That's true, but he is saying it's a competitor for the 3 main consoles.
Right.
So how are you going to be a competitor for the 3 main consoles if you don't even come to fucking stores?
That is a very good question. But we don't know that it's not going to come to stores, you know.
But that's my bet. She's saying, do you think it will?
I don't think it's going to do incredible or anything, but I also think everybody was writing off Xbox when it first came out. You know what I mean? I think nobody thought.
But nobody was writing off Microsoft money, though. This guy is just like, I got some investors. It's like, okay, you know.
Well, again, I think it comes down to how cheap he can get the parts for the console and stuff. How cheap can he get this manufactured for? Because if it comes down to a price thing, if he can get like a fucking super dope PC quality thing for like $300, $400, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but how much money does he have to invest in production, you know, and things like that?
Exactly the questions
and distribution,
that we need to be asking. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Is he going to sell it on his Etsy shop? That's my question. Where is it going? No, but anyways. Okay, so Brent says yay. I say nay. There's no steak, but still. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, fucking, who was it that asked us about the other questions? We got to think.
Charles.
We had Charles. We had Philip.
I already backed out of the thing. I'm sorry.
We had Philip. I think that was everyone. We had a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Good on you guys for asking all these questions.
We love you.
all these questions.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. So we're gonna jump on over to This Week in Gaming History, so Brent can wrap up the show.
Okay, got a short one for you this week in gaming history. This Week in Gaming History, January 10th, 2001. Can you guess? Can you just guess what it is?
January 10th, 2001. What console?
Nintendo 64. This is a game we talk about a lot, but for some reason, I think one of us had it.
Oh, 2001?
Mm-hmm.
One of us had it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Conquer?
Mm-mm.
This is late in the console cycle, right? So this is early.
I think it's pretty late in the cycle.
It's pretty late. Yeah, that's late. Okay, 2001. Oh, man.
It wasn't the best critically reviewed game, but I had fun with it.
Was it Castlevania?
Mm-mm. It was like a 3D game. It was like the only 3D game in its series.
Mega Man.
Yeah.
Okay, Mega Man 64. I was like, what the heck?
There you go.
Yeah, Castlevania was 3D too.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, on the N64.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no, but
I need to go back and play that. That might be tight.
Apparently, people like this game on the PlayStation, but they didn't like the N64 version. The N64 version got bad rap on
They
PlayStation.
did that a lot back in the day. They'd have like dramatically different PS4 and N64 ports. Like,
Well, it was basically the same game.
PS1.
It was called Legends on PlayStation, but then on N64 it was just Mega Man 64. Apparently, it was just the controls and shit sucked.
That's interesting.
You can go suck it, because the N64 was dope. Anyways, that's it for this week in gaming history, guys, and that's it for the show. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content on YouTube. All you have to do is search Create for Sanity. It's all one word. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Aljaafreh Jamal and Brent at BrentHas1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners, later.
Get out of here.